Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very real hero in our presence right now.
No exaggeration. First responder from 9/11, Mike Duffy.
Coming up right now, as of dropping this podcast, on the 24th anniversary of September 11th.
It's one of those places when every single one of you know exactly where you were. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my knees in front of TV in Latvia.
I was 11 years old, tying my shoes, getting ready for school. I remember exactly where I was, in Gardnerville, Nevada. This is Mike Duffy, a retired police officer from New York City, first responder on the day of September 11th, 2001. He is here to dig deep into the past, talk about some harrowing stories of that day, bring another perspective. Everyone knows where they were when they found out, but Mike was there, and it's horrifying and traumatic.
Get your tissues ready. It's absolutely an honor. This is a real hero, and we cannot wait to talk to Mike and just relive the moment from his perspective.
Yep.
Just roll the camera.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys always for listening, and welcome to the Trilogy Media podcast.
Поехали. Mike?
I said Mr.
Mike?
Duffy, but he corrected me to Mike. So
Yeah,
Mike.
just Mike.
Mike.
Yeah. My dad was Mr. Duffy.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Well, Mr. Duff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, absolute pleasure to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for everything that you've done for, I only learned about you recently, but stories have touched my heart, and I can't wait to hear more, and just thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done for the country.
I appreciate it, and I thank these guys for bringing it up. It's usually pretty quiet.
This is kind of last minute, but it's so exciting.
It's interesting.
Sometimes the best stories can come out of stuff like that. So,
I think like last week, E told me that, you know what, I'm actually going out with you, right? So it's like first time meeting, and we're gonna go out. So next following day, I was like, E, okay, tell me, how was it?
Are you scared?
E, are you scared? What's up? And I was like,
He was shaking.
are you allowed to drink? Can you have a beer? Like, can you we're talking. And then E said like, look, you know what? This is like the most interesting man in the world. And he said, the story is everything. And then he mentioned one thing, and I'm like, I stopped immediately. I was like, E, tell me more. So E told me a lot of more things, and I said, E, it will be absolutely honored to have Mike in our studio. And like Ashton just said, everything that you've done for this beautiful country and being like first responder, it's like, I came from military family, and I have a lot of respect to other fellows from other countries who first responders,
Appreciate it. Yeah.
military and stuff like that. So thank you so much for being here. Oh boy, let's
Where
go.
to start?
Where to start? All right, I know where to start. I was born in the wrong era and the wrong country, okay? My soul always been American.
Okay.
But I was born in the Soviet Union. So me as a kiddo, I watch a lot movies. I used to be a professional basketball player, so I watched that 90s, 80s, everything happening from hip hop, from music, from entertainment industry, movies, and of course, just in the movies you can see growing up in Bronx, in New York, in Brooklyn, and it's just fascinating. And I would love to hear where you came from which part of like. I know that you're from East Coast, but where exactly were you born? And maybe we can talk about how was it to growing up in this beautiful era
and having Mr. Duffy as a dad.
I was born in New York City. Grew up in a place called Rockaway Beach. Still there. I don't know how good you guys are with music, but the Ramones had a song, Rock, 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 Rockaway Beach. That's the beach.
Love the Ramones.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they were hitchhiking to.
That's very cool.
Right down Cross Bay Boulevard, yeah. Greatest place in the world to grow up because none of us had anything. Doors are open 24/7, kids coming and going, playing ball in the schoolyard. I mean, like I said, we didn't have anything, but had a surfboard. That was first because you can do that on your own. Everybody had a bat, a ball, a glove, basketball, football, and a bike. And me with the radio. Never go anywhere without my music. Never.
Who was your favorite growing up? Was it the Ramones?
No, Doors.
The Doors, Jim
Doors,
Morrison.
yeah.
Very cool.
was by far the greatest band, I think, but the best rock and roll band ever, Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah.
Led Zeppelin.
But
Okay.
Jimmy
two
Page,
different
Robert Plant.
categories, yeah. It's, 60s, 70s.
Can you please tell us a story when you got beat up by security when you went to see concert?
Oh, at the Garden?
And you drop all the beers. Oh my God, I was reading your biography and I was laughing my ass off.
It was my turn to get the beers in Madison Square Garden. I was I guess I was 18, and it was Bob Dylan concert. So it's your turn to get the beers. At the time, you could buy as many as you want. Now you can only get like 2.
At 18? How'd you buy it at 18?
Yeah, well, you could drink at 18 then. It didn't matter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but now you go to Stadium, you can only get like 2 beers at a time. So get 6 beers in a box, and I'm holding it. And as I'm walking through the corridor to get back to the seats, the lights go out. And everybody comes running in because they think Dylan's coming on. I get hit from behind, and beers go all over the security guards. So they pounce on me, and they drag me out. I said, "Oh, man, that's my fucking beer." I'm throwing it on you, man. I was drinking it. It was like $2 a beer. That was a lot of money. It was like $12. So whatever. They get me in the elevator. They bring me downstairs to like, the dungeon room. And I'm like, holy shit, this is for real. Meanwhile, I have a green football jersey on with the number 7. So I stuck out like a sore thumb to begin with. So they left, and they left me in a room with an old man. I'm looking. I'm like, all right, I don't hear anybody coming back. So I got up, and I looked out in the hall. He goes, where you going? I said, I'm just checking, see what time it is, whatever, I took off, man. I didn't know where I was going. I was in the belly of Madison Square Garden under the whole place, and I finally got to the exit, and I got outside. I said, oh, thank God. So now, what do? I got this stupid jersey on. Thank God I had a T-shirt on. I took it off. It was a nylon. At the time, I was still playing football, so that was. I played for Broad Channel, and I folded it up. I put it in my pocket. Walk around T-shirt. I scalped the ticket for $6. Went back in. Went all around the friggin' garden looking for my friends. I found them. I got up there. Hey guys. And they go, where's the fucking beers? what did you do with the beers?
That's all they cared about.
Half of them were on me, the other half were on security guards. So, yeah.
They didn't care what happened to you. They just wanted the
Yeah,
beers.
they were about the beers. What took you so long?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, innocent fun,
It's,
I was thinking more of that one because we had a bus all the way from Rockaway to the Garden to do the right thing, because my daughter will tell you don't ride the trains or anything. I already got so drunk we couldn't even find the bus when we left, so we wound up on the train anyway. Yeah, like 40 people.
It's like the old days in Vegas when they would catch a card count or something, take them downstairs, and whatever they wanted to do to you. I guess I don't know.
Round them up.
Yeah, I got scared. I think they're gonna rubber hose me here, man. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, that was a funny one. I had forgotten about that one, but that was pretty cool.
You played a lot of sports, right?
Oh yeah, my whole life, yeah.
Back in the days, as a kid, as a teenager in Soviet Union, and it was the biggest punishment that can happen to you. It's when you did something, you grounded, and your mom would not allow you to go outside because you literally spent from sunrise to sunset with your boys.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody will scream in your window, Art, let's go! The assholes from the other neighborhood coming to kick our ass in basketball. Get your ass downstairs. And you're like, Mom, please, can I go? No, grounded, staying home. Everything has changed. Everybody want to be outside back in the days. Now nobody want to be outside. Everybody's inside.
Yeah, that's just the opposite from us. I mean,
no cell phones, nothing.
no, nothing. You go out of your mind. Well, I lived right near the schoolyard that we played in, so I could just go shoot hoops by myself or look out the window, see if there was enough people, get a game going. But to my time growing up, there was no staying in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, my father would come in, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. The fuck out. I'm like, Dad, it's 9 degrees out. Put a fucking jacket on. And don't be late for dinner. I'm like,
Like Sebastian Maniscalco, he says, go start a business.
Yeah. He's like, I'm 2 years old. Yeah, what are you doing?
I love winters. When winters I grew up in Belarus. I was born in Siberia because my dad was in military. So back in the days, this is what happened. when they decided to build and expand Siberia, so they sent first layer of people, it was prisoners who will cut the trees at negative 69 degrees and they will die as they build cutting the trees.
Wow.
So the second round, military. So my father will go to Siberia and start, the train and rails and camps, everything. So my mom followed him, and like all my family from Belarus, but I'm the only one who actually was born in Siberia.
Wow.
So at winter time, it's always, okay, you just got a little bit of ice, and the first thing that you do is like hockey, all right? You cannot afford anything. Obviously, like there is no hockey stick, nothing. You create your own things, and you just, like you said,
make the best out of it.
Yeah. A lot of stupid decisions.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot of kids died because the ice is not too thick.
Oh,
but
wow, yeah.
Was your dad a cop or a detective from as long as you can remember, or was it like
his whole life? My father was Detective Duffy. If I showed you a picture of him, you would laugh because it's Columbo coat, the whole 9 yards.
How did he end up being in Bronx?
Harlem, right?
No, my dad was
Harlem.
in Harlem. That's where they put him. He was there until the very end of his career when they sent him to Brooklyn, and that lasted about 5 minutes. He left, and then he went to another law enforcement job, then another one after that.
Why he didn't like it?
It was different. He was a homicide detective.
Wow.
So it was much different in that time where you kept stuff inside, so you could see. And they hung together. They drank their beers, smoked 3 packs of Camels a day. Just old time stuff.
How did his work affect like your home life and your childhood? Like, were you aware of the severity of like you wrote about not knowing if he's going to come home every day? Just were you privy to that as a kid? Like, did you understand the severity of that?
Terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified that he wouldn't come home, and because back then there was no contact. When you went to work, you worked when you were done, and he didn't make overtime or anything. And Harlem was at the time, a really, really bad place. I mean, to laugh at it. When we were kids, he would go to pick up his check, and we would be in the car, and the precinct would be here, and there'd be junkies all over the place, and the building over here would be on fire. But, hey, Dad, don't leave us in the car, man. Just go in, come out. And it was like, just going into the candy store for him.
Wow.
But
did he like tell you stories, or did he keep you distance from it?
He didn't have to, because unfortunately 2 guys from his precinct got killed, and that affected him.
Oh boy.
Forever. Yeah, forever. That's all he ever talked about. And one of them got out of jail recently. So God rest my father's soul.
How did your mom handle all that?
The old-fashioned housewife. Yeah. An older brother, younger sister, 4 years apart. So we had everything and nothing in common. My brother was my idol. He was all city, you name it. I didn't want to play football, but at baseball he was great. You guys are kind of young, but the A's won 3 World Series in a row. 72, 73, 74. My brother got letters from the A's all those years. But he cut his hand. Yeah, he got into a fight. I don't want to tell you why. We got into a fight, and he cut his hand, and his pitching career was over.
It's in your biography, it says that 250 years combined together.
Probably more.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I was telling my daughter, between me and my father alone, it's like 76 years.
Jeez.
And between uncles, my grandfather did 35. That was my dad's dad, Pop, from the Depression on. Because back in the day, there was no jobs for people with Irish last names. It was like just Irish need not apply. They had signs in the windows. And the only job was around was cops. And that's why the whole family, my Uncle George, he was actually my dad's uncle. My Uncle Tommy, who just passed away recently, he did about 38 years or whatever. My brother-in-law, my nephew's a cop now. So it's...
Did you have a choice for yourself? Did you
Yeah.
Yeah, so your father never pressure, Mike,
no.
You have to do these, you have to do these.
When did you have a draw to want to do that yourself?
Not at all. Because my job that I thought was going to last forever, but I was already in the system, was tanking. they cut the salary, they cut everything. So I had to start taking tests. So I took every test possible.
About how
Became a
old?
cop. And then by that time I was in my 30s, but I had already had 20 years of servicing with the state. And when I went to the police department, and then the courts called, I went to the courts. So which was a good move. Yeah.
So that led me to another question. Obviously, we're not going to talk about the departments, anything. So how, you have one daughter and one son,
Yes.
right? Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
And any of them want to be police officers?
Yes. Yeah, my daughter right now presently is in the academy for the police department. My son is taking, my family come from a family of civil servants, so as the test comes around, you take all of them. Mikey just took the fire department test.
Wow.
Took the Nassau County police test, which is a very good job. He did very well on it too, so he's still in school. He's in West Virginia. He's a mini me. But he gets away, he gets away with shit like I never did. Yeah.
When you say take tests, is that, do you like go and you said you take a bunch of tests?
Yeah.
Are the results, do the results guide where you end up going, or do you set your sights on something and then you take the, like?
What happens is the results come out and you get on a list. And depending on how well you did, and if you have military or something, now they give points for living in the city, if it's a city test, and you just get on the list and it goes down. Usually, historically, it takes about 1,000 candidates to get 100 people, because for several reasons they don't make it, or they took another job or something like that, or they just don't want it. But it's a long process. Something depends on the need. NYPD needs people quick because it's a huge department, you know, like 38,000 guys. So you could have thousands of guys retire in 1 month, you know, so they have to replenish.
Have you ever had privilege like, hey, Dad, I want to be in this department. I want to be this. Can you call your connections? Or it's never like, no, you
all
want
I
someone.
could say about that, with my dad, growing up, everybody came to my father, and usually one phone call, and that was it.
Business is up. Like, what kind of business do you want? No problem. I'll take care of it.
I got a guy.
Yeah.
I know someone who knows someone who knows someone.
All legal on the up and up, but
Right.
I got
Of
a
course.
guy. Right.
I got a guy.
Yeah.
So of all your years as a cop, like roughly how many were like in the courts, and then what kind of work did you do before that as a cop?
I was an inspector at the racetrack, where after the races we used to check the horses for drugs. So we have to testify. Because we'd be surprised, a lot of them came up positive. Wow. And actually recently one of the Derby winners came up positive, so that was a pretty big deal.
Wow.
And that's what we did. We would sit in the court and thing, and sit in front of the judge, and I had to testify as to what the horse did. My job was to ID the horse, to make sure they weren't running any ringers. You know what a ringer is, right?
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
Swap a horse out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say the horse that ran, on the way back, another horse was put in its place. So
And that would be a clean horse, like they would swap
right,
it, so it
right.
wouldn't track the
It's kind of
drugs.
like guys, you know, that are going for a job and
Do a
somebody
drug
gives
test,
them something
Some
and
urine, yeah.
say, all right, well, that's kind of cold. How is that possible?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
How do you test the horses for drugs?
They collect urine and blood samples.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first started,
Like humans, huh?
When I first started, it was saliva.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What kind of drugs would you, like, just any kind of like,
exotic, usually from Africa, that's undetectable. And it got so, like New York, you had to run clean across the board, but then a lot of the states started letting them run on a drug called Lasix, because prevents bleeding. Because you see them come back from a race, they bleed through both nostrils. It was pretty wild. And then there was a thing called milkshaking, where they used to load them up with vitamins. And New York, I guess, had to comply with there was a minimal amount that you were allowed. And there was another drug called Butte, it's like a painkiller.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, New York was the mecca of racing, and until they had the cave. I mean, that was years ago. That was over 30 years ago. In fact, my boss just retired last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of drugs,
Never did them.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to tell anything. The daughter is here. Only beers, only beers.
Yeah.
So the progression, again, coming, I'm 1984, right? So I was like, that was my generation,
Okay,
80s.
yeah.
So we in film, in documentaries, filming industry, I watch a lot of documentaries, and I always getting fascinating when you watch on Netflix, on other platforms like Drugs In and Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
So you as a witness, because you lived that era, you were present, you saw everything. So can you please tell me how did drugs affected New York and how fast did it happen from 70s, 80s, and 90s till
Okay.
present day? If like there is any chapters.
Right. Well, I can go back to the 60s. I was a kid. And they were hippies, and they were just associated with drugs. So you didn't know. And I didn't know anything about drugs at all till when I got on the school bus in high school. I was 14. First time I ever smelled pot. The kids from the rich neighborhood, where I live now, but it's not a rich neighborhood anymore. The bus looked like a Cheech and Chong bus. I'm like, what is this? What does this smell? This thing smells like shit. What is this, man? And they're all smoking weed. Whatever. Because we didn't go to school till 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
There was too many kids, so they had a split session. Like it was like maybe a 2,000 student school, so there was 4,000 kids. So freshman and sophomore went in the afternoon.
Wow.
But those guys turned out to be good guys because they were our rivals. Because I don't know if you're familiar with Catholic school. We play CYO. We have our own league. And you play the other parishes. And we hated each other growing up. But when we got in the bus going to school, I said, wow, these guys are pretty cool. They're just as stupid as we are.
Nothing separates us.
And
We're the same.
yeah, because of high school, we became friends. But that was just stuff like that. But the drugs in New York in the 80s, destroyed the city. Crack.
Wow.
Crack epidemic was, I don't know if you see any stuff on Philadelphia now. I guess it's fentanyl.
Yeah.
Fentanyl. Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Exact same thing.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrible. Because crack was only like $5-10 or something like that. And it was sad. I mean, that was the worst. And the courts were overloaded. They're always overloaded. But the stories of how lives were just destroyed with crack, man. And then even there was something worse than crack. Whatever crap was left from crack when he made it, they sold that too.
What
Crank or something it was called. Yeah.
What about cocaine? Is that was saying it's like more privileged Wall Street,
Coke
right?
was a big deal. Yeah. Actually, the first time that I realized that it was anything was because of Studio 54. That was that was like a big deal. Yeah. That's another story. Got kicked out of there.
I've seen the documentaries on that. I think I would have had a good time there.
Yeah.
I'd still be there.
I knew a lot of people that be surprised. Yeah, Coke friends.
Yeah.
It was pretty prevalent.
Mhm.
I mean, you can tell when you got some guy that's not, that much of a guy, and he's with the hottest girl in the place. You're like, what's going on here?
How did you get her?
Yeah. Oh, he's got a great personality. Yeah, sure.
Personality on drugs.
Plus, it was astronomically expensive, and God forbid that my father ever found out that I would rather die than him found out because of what he would have done to me. Because my brother was like 4 years older than me, and he never did it. He never did drugs.
Right.
His friends were just a bunch of hooples, which is a New York word. Yeah, hooples. Clowns.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you that from now on. That's you're such a hoople.
Yeah, we're a hoople.
Not a hoople. It's an oople.
Oople?
Yeah. And everybody followed suit, and I just happened to be a good ball player, so I kind of would tag along. And when we didn't have enough guys, they would let me play. But the town I grew up in was a heavy drinking town, so 14's probably pretty well. Now it's even worse. Yeah, 12, 13, 14, and the parents have their wagons, and there's still heavy hitters on the weekend. But I bailed. I got tired of it. I actually got tired of being on the bottom of the pile. I stopped playing ball. It just, the young guys, it was very hard to it's hard to explain. The game, not the game didn't change. The clientele changed and the behavior. You know, you don't get in a fight over a softball game. You argue, it's over. You go back to the bar. The loser pays for the keg. And that was it. Now nobody goes anywhere, and they're just fighting, and it's just different. And we were good. We ran the league for years. Yeah, got to plug my team, man. We were the Sad Sox.
Yeah. Go Yanks, baby.
Sad Sox.
What was like growing up when you have such a strong father figure? Are you always, your grades has to be good? You always, like, I guess I'm trying to, did you have ability to grow up as a normal kid who can do bad stuff, who can sometimes miss homework, where everything has to be disciplined because your father was such a,
no, we were
such
good.
a strong personality?
We knew, because he didn't have to say anything, because all he had to do was shoot you to look.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, he's serious.
If look and kill.
But he'd let you hang yourself out to dry. You didn't do your homework? Too fucking bad. You know? Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Why not? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Accountability.
Yeah. Give me a ride to basketball practice. Get on your fucking bike. You know? Yeah, it was just a different time. And it wasn't just me, it was everybody's dad. You know, they were all the same. Most of the families had multiple kids. Like we were a small family, we only had 3 kids. But
What kind of hours did he work?
you name it.
All over?
Yeah, all over the place. You had great partners. They were the greatest guys. I mean, to me, they looked ancient. But I remember shooting pool with him. I was 18. He was 42 or 43. I thought he was an old man. So I thinking I'm cool. I'm in the ball with my father. He died at 71. I thought he was a young man. How that totally flip-flopped. Yeah. And he was a good ball player too. He played in the Army pitched against Whitey Ford, and his team won.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a ball player.
Yeah. Amazing. He threw his arm out. Yeah.
Maybe if we will speed up to your dating era, right? You start dating girls, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you need to sneak out from the window during the night or during like?
No, I was a gentleman.
Oh no, I was actually trying to say. What's the job?
Like father, like son, the look.
I know.
You just caught Papa's look.
You don't want to get that too many
Yeah.
times.
No, what I was trying to say, like, do you need to sneak out from your window or something, like, so your father would not be, okay, you have to be at home by 10 o'clock. Were you able to come, like, later?
Never had a curfew. Ever. That's another one I forgot about. We were out all night, and I did it a couple days in a row. 2 of my idiot friends, Mooney and Jimmy Walsh, come to pick me up to go to school. Pick me up? Picking you up to go to school? What the fuck is that? You know, you just walk to the bus. You knew what was going on. So it was the end of the year. Problem is, I was a junior, they were seniors. So idiot me, we're down the beach drinking beer and everything, and I come back in, go to class. I came home about 5 a.m, 3 days in a row on school day. And on the third one, he was walking down the stairs, and I was walking up. He goes, "This fucking shit stops today." And that was it.
One-liner.
That's all it took.
He was onto it, you know. And I was terrified of him. You know, he would never hit me or anything. He didn't have to.
Yeah.
Just because of his background, you know. And it was impressive to have everybody come up that needed help, that come to my dad, you know, relatives or, you know, they needed a dog taken away, you know. My father would go up and take care of it. My cousin, Kerry's like, "That's what happened. They told me he ran away." I said, "No, Papa took him to the kennel."
What was your dad escapism after working so much, working in Harlem, knowing that every day you can get shot, and you're coming home and you have to be, you know, leave all your shit behind the door and walk in as a husband and father figure. What was did you guys spend a lot of time together? What was his hobbies?
Well, the time I grew up wasn't like now where the parents go to everybody's game. It was very rare. Like when I was older playing in the ball league softball, he came. with his friends, with the cooler and everything. But it wasn't much like that. Cops kind of tend to hang together. And if they don't hang with them, they hang with retired cops. Because I don't know how they have it in LA, but in New York, we used to call them old man bars. Full old men all day, and they used to hang and drink beer all day, telling shit stories, They were all older guys than my dad. They were like from Hell's Kitchen, from the West Side. They're like Westies and longshoremen, hardworking, tough guys, man. Tough guys. But it was, wasn't around as much as would have liked them. And it honestly, it didn't mean anything because every parent was like that. But it made me the person I am to be able to spend every waking minute with her. And then when Mikey came along with the both of them. So it gave me the appreciation of that, where work was work, where I was able to leave it at the door. Just, forget about it. And first thing I would do is come home and get them and go out, take them up to the boardwalk for a run or something,
You had your kids a little bit later, right?
Yeah, I was 42.
Wow.
That's freaking me next year.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. So,
any advice to give
42
Art?
when she was born and 45 when Mikey was born.
Wow.
Yeah. And as much of a sports fanatic I coached pretty much everything. And that's what kind of changed my idea on sports. Little league people, oh my God. First of all, you look over and you're like, I remember that asshole. He never even had to put a glove on his hand. And he's screaming about his kid. This kid, it's 3 strikes, not 7 strikes. What the hell? Don't bring him.
leave him at home.
And basketball, Megs will tell you, the basketball, everybody's going pro. Everybody, all 5'8" white guys, they're all going pro.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
My son needs to play. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you can't hit a 20-mile-an-hour curveball, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A lot less participation trophies back in that day, I would imagine.
There was none.
Good.
No, we got none.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you earned it.
Yeah.
You got what I still have a trophy that I gave my son, an all-star trophy from playing football. It's the only one I kept. I had tons of trophies because I happened to be on every level we played. We won championships. And when I was playing at the track, we won every year. I mean, we had 3 different leagues every year. I think we lost once in '84. That was it. But that's why she has all the jackets. And I waited too long. My son's bigger than me. I didn't realize it. I had some really nice jackets, and I'm in his closets, but he's too big. Yeah.
I know you're not on the camera, but quick question for you.
Yeah.
No pressure from dad. How did you end up following your dad's steps?
I always admired him and my grandpa too, and just my entire family. Just like them doing things for the community, I feel like inspired me to want to do things for the community also. It's just such an admirable career. So just following in their footsteps and seeing what he's done for just the community and the country, it's crazy. So I want to be able to do that for other people.
I love that. Giving back to community.
He was a Korean War vet too, my dad. Yeah.
This is fascinating. Wow. It's just I met my dad. I remember my dad only twice. He died in 1990 and I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
He was in Navy. So, and when you serve for Soviet Union, and he was serving nuclear submarines. I always joking, probably park his submarine next to Cuba, spying on America. Probably that was my dad over there. Yeah, exactly. What's happening over there, in Florida?
My father was probably investigating that.
Yeah, exactly. So my mom told me that he will go for 6 months. 6 months on shore, off and on.
Oh, yeah.
So you see him only on big holidays. And then whatever happened, he got affected and stuff like that. So I remember him once being healthy, coming back from all these, from military and serving, and 2 times in the hospital when he already got cancer. Everybody got it from that submarine.
Yeah.
And that was I saw him 3 times in my life, and those 3 times, 2 times was when he was in bed.
Wow.
But never, even me remembering him as a kid, never cried. such a like Soviet Union, soldier. Yeah. Everything is okay. He knew that he's gonna die in the next 6 months, and my mom knew it.
Wow.
And no, everything is good.
Wow.
So for me, I guess I got that freedom to choose what I want to do. But I remember as a kid, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna be on submarine. I'm gonna be that Russian submarine.
How did that work out?
Yeah, great. Actually, when you get citizenship, God bless America. In 2016, my brother was next to me. My American brother. And one of the questions actually when you're going through tests, it's like, yo, if the war gonna start it, you have to pick a choice, right? So you cannot, if let's say Soviet Union attacking America, you just go like, oh, I'm Russian. No. If you getting your, I call inauguration, you have to stick with America. And if there is something happen and your comrades is killing people, you have to kill them. So you have to make a choice, make a decision. And I did.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. Yeah, here we go.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean,
But I like to touch on that. I'm sorry to hear about your dad, but same thing with our military. My friend, one of my best friends, he was in the Navy, and he got cancer, and his whole unit got cancer because they were exposed to some foam that they were in the Navy that they used to spray constantly. Yeah. And he had prostate cancer, and now 15 years ago, now it came back.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's moonballs. Yeah.
And also what my mom told me, that, again, this freaking propaganda, they were saying that if you drink, what is that freaking shit?
Anything?
Anything? Yeah, but it's strong. Moonshine, right?
Moonshine?
Moonshine, the one that is so strong.
Oh, yeah.
So they said when you, like, as a Soviet Union Navy, they're going to give you, okay, so this is your food, this is blah, blah, blah. And they will give you unlimited fucking booze, and which is like that strong one. They said that it kills radiation. So I'm sure it was not helping, right? Wow. You're serving on the player submarine and you're drinking moonshine.
Make you go blind in the south.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name? Radiation? Oh, man.
Yeah.
I have a question about Studio 54.
Ooh.
Okay.
Was it mobbed up like we hear on like documentaries like back in the 70s and 80s? Was it all like wise guys? Like,
Of what I know from it, like we went on the tail end, but of what I know from it, it was just greed and like anything goes behind those doors with celebrities. It didn't matter. Mm-hmm. By the time we got there, one of our friends was in charge of security, but it was just excess and anything went. But kind of ironically, it's the norm today because the different people and what was going on in there, it's accepted today, where then it was, I don't know what you would call it. We call it weird, but they call it taboo or whatever. And it was, God, the money that went into that, you couldn't get in. You could not get in.
Mm-hmm. How did you get in?
We got
so I got kicked out.
She was like,
we got
let me tell you
in.
a secret.
I don't know how we got in because it was lifeguard night. I wasn't a lifeguard, but it was Rockaway Beach lifeguard night. And we used to have a thing called the Caveman Convention. And we would do it like down on 38th Street where civilization there was nothing down there. So it didn't matter. You had a band and you play all night long, crazy. And I don't know, somehow this guy Tracy, from high school, he wound up being security at Studio 54. So they had that in Studio 54. And that's how we all got in. And it was good. And it lasted a couple hours. And they were like, I gotta get these fucking people out of here, man. Well, Rockaway's a unique place. Everybody is always hammered, but fun hammered, like crazy. But there was no like drugs, and we didn't know VIP. When I walked in the place, this place is fucking dump, man. Mm-hmm. Because it was already over. It was already beat up, and the other guy. I think the guys were in jail already.
The ending era of 54.
Yeah, because they had, I guess, so much money. They had 2 sets of books, I heard, but it was rampant with drugs. But it was all big time celebrities. But that was one thing too. I guess if you got chosen to go in, you could be hanging out with whoever was popular at the time. Yeah, we were politely asked to leave.
Keyword politely.
Yeah, just don't fucking come back. Like, well, don't fucking invite us again. And I
Just like
wasn't
Madison
that
Square
young.
Garden.
Yeah, I was like 20. I was pretty old by then. I was like 24 years old, something like that.
So did you deal with a lot of wise guys at all? Can you answer that or no? Like back then?
No.
Okay.
Pretend idiot,
No Henry Hills walking around?
No. But I had friends who were friendly with the Westies. You'd have to look that up. They were tough group. They were from Hell's Kitchen. I heard somehow that my grandfather was related to this guy Coonan, who was like the top guy. I don't know how true it was because nobody talks about it. But that was back in the day. It was like the Irish mob. But never had, no, not at all. But John Gotti did live like 6 miles from us.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I know you want to hear more stories, and more stories coming.
There is no tasteful way to introduce an ad during a 9/11 podcast, but we're here and we're grateful. And the whole point right now is to bring stories. We bring stories. We tell stories on our channel. On the podcast, we bring other people to tell their stories. Sometimes we tell our stories. It's about good stories. We would not be able to be a vessel for stories if it weren't for our sponsors. That's the flat out truth. So you know what? Take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. We're grateful. That's why we're here, is to say that we're grateful and to offer what our sponsors have so generously offered, which is a deal for Trilogy Media followers and subscribers. So Surfshark VPN, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. And,
we even talk about this so many times that even when we catch child predators, which is like nobody likes bullies, and specifically like somebody hurting elderly people or like go after kids, a lot of sponsor would not even sponsor your video because you're doing this. And that's why like extra shout out to Surfshark.
They supported us from the beginning. We've done a lot of sensitive topics on this channel.
Since 2019,
our
right?
content is sensitive in nature anyway. I don't think it's controversial, but it is sensitive, and a lot of people don't watch for that reason, and that's fine. Our predator catches, our scammers, we go deep, we go dark, and we say it like it is. And right now, this is a deep topic, and we're honored to be here to be able to bring these stories to you if you're here to watch.
I don't want to scream and yell, "This is the best VPN."
I mean, it is, but
it is in our eyes, and that's like every single time. And we've been already with Surfshark VPN 5-6 years. We bring that product to ourselves. We try it, give to our families, try it. Get the feedback, we like it, then we introduce to you. And in our eyes, this is the best VPN.
Yeah, do it. And Trilogy Media wouldn't be here to bring these stories to you without supporters like you and sponsors like Surfshark VPN. Use the link below, surfshark.com/trilogy. You're going to get 4 extra months for free. Online privacy it's more important now than it's ever been. It's only going to become more and more important as the years go on and as technology continues to progress. You should be protecting yourself. You should be You deserve your own privacy online, so take it. Go get it. Surfshark VPN. They're affordable, 30-day money-back guarantee.
You're not going to need it, but you have it.
3,200 servers in over 100 countries. You can literally geo-place yourself anywhere in the world, access content any way that you want, on any device you want. Unlimited devices on one subscription. There's no reason not to try it.
I have 2 TVs, one in the bedroom, one in the living room, and we have one Netflix account. You know what's so funny? That if my wife watching TV in a bedroom, I would not able to watch Netflix in the living room.
I actually got a Netflix warning when we were traveling last week. I was trying to sign in to watch something, and it said, "You're not on your own, on my own subscription. You're not added. This device isn't on your subscription."
I was like, "Oh my God, this is in the same house. We just like one wall. There is no walls."
Anyway, we're not here to shit on Netflix.
No.
But credit to Surfshark because you can have unlimited devices on one single subscription.
Devices. Yeah, unlimited family members can use it. Just link in the description. We love you.
Thank you all so much. Back to Mike Duffy. Here we go.
Any interesting story about, since we're talking about mobsters?
No.
Any Sicilian, Italians, Russian, Irish?
No, nothing like that. Our community was pretty much, poor man's Riviera. But, it's mostly just blue-collar workers and everything. We had a amusement park by us, and they used to attract a lot of people, and it would cause a lot of problems because you could tell, like, Rockaway guys are dungarees. For those that don't know who dungarees are, they call them jeans now. Sneakers, pair of cons, t-shirt, Zeppelin t-shirt, whatever. And then these guys would come with these platform shoes and satin shirts, with the Kiss shirts. all of that stuff. So that didn't fly too good. But no, never had anything like that. Our community is kind of, we're at the tip end of Long Island. Like Montauk is one end, we're the other end. We are basically Long Island, but got incorporated into the city, like, I don't know, 1898. But there's 2 bridges in, and you can go out the back way. But nothing spectacular ever really happened in Rockaway. Yeah. We're a pretty good, tight community. Everybody knows each other. We're used to. You know? It's like every neighborhood. Like when we were kids, you see like smoke coming out of a house. Like, holy shit, McCarthy's house is on fire. Now you go down the block, oh, somebody's house is on fire. Does it change hands, you know? I blame it on my generation. They all moved out. You know, for better schools, for better this. Meanwhile, they all wind up getting fucking divorced and coming back and living in the apartments and right on the boardwalk.
I would love to ask you, this is, again, talking to Eli, knowing that you were part of one of first responders of 9/11 event.
Yeah.
And this is something that fascinates me till present day, because again, I can only look from being outsider. I know it's like one of those events that you remember exactly what you were doing that day. And I think I was already like 11th grade. But I was still in Latvia. I was playing basketball, and I was there. And I just remember, like, again, you remember everything. What you had for breakfast. You remember, like, I did not have practice that day, and I remember being on my knees watching TV with a big shocking face all day, all evening, and the following days. I never personally met anybody, and again, being one of those people that, I guess, finding similarities. We had, obviously, it was not terrorist attack. We had Chernobyl in 1986. Yeah. And my mom immediately, because Belarus were on the border of Russia and we're on the border of Ukraine. So everything would happen in Chernobyl, it was like 160 miles away, right? So it's like right there. Yeah. And a lot of families took their kids and tried to go to different countries because of everything was happening, aftermath. Yeah. And I guess I'm trying to figure out these parallel of events, and I never met anybody, and it's absolutely honor to talk to you today. And that's why when E mentioned about you, I was like, E, do whatever it takes. I want to talk to Mike, and unfortunately, we're all getting older, and I want to hear from witness perspective, a person who serve your country, serve your nation, protect your neighborhood, and then absolutely new chapter happen. Devastating chapter in American history. And you witness, and you were there, and I want to touch this subject as much as you can allow to us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I get it. It's kind of like a Ferris wheel. You know, sometimes you remember and then you forget. And I started talking to Megan, more things come back. But I'd like to touch on what you said about where you were and what.
Right.
There's 2 things that I remember from being very young. How I remember this one, I don't know. I remember Marilyn Monroe dying for some reason. And when Kennedy got assassinated, I was in kindergarten, and they sent us home. Didn't know why. They didn't say anything. Okay, everybody, you can leave now. It was right after lunchtime.
That's crazy.
Like, what's that all about? You know, I was a little kid. And then fast forward, the OJ thing, watching the Knicks.
Yeah, during the Knicks game, it was like a finals playoff game.
Oh my God!
The picture-in-picture on the TV.
The car going, and the Knicks were trying to play, and everybody in the gardens
looking at the jumbotron. They're like, and there's a Bronco on the 405.
Well, didn't the game go to the small part of the screen?
I can just imagine the New Yorkers just going nuts.
Yeah, they finally get there, you know, and then that one.
Same stuff when Kobe Bryant died. Same stuff. Everybody remembers what did you do that day when that helicopter crashed. So for me, again, it's something that resonates in a lot of areas. And I always wanted to talk. I watch gazillions documentaries, and even like last night until 1 a.m, I was like, I don't know, maybe the older you get, the more sensitive you get. I was like sobbing on one part of the documentary, and I was like, all right, it's 1 o'clock, time to fucking that's it, it's enough. And I was like, I just want to hear
the very first, it was election day. I don't know what the hell they were electing, but it was an election day.
Whoever they were electing.
Yeah, because it was September 11th.
Like a local, some kind of local.
The biggest thing that everybody said, it was the clearest blue sky day I've ever seen in my life. There wasn't an ounce of cloud. It was as blue as his jacket. Wow. The sky was gorgeous. And in September in New York is beautiful. It's cool enough. But if you want, you can still go down the beach, you know. And I'm with my partner, Vinny. And because it was election day, we had a cop who we had different radios. And the cop came in and he said, plane just crashed into the Trade Center. I was like, really? I thought, wow, that's fucked up. And I'm thinking, okay, it's probably one of those little prop jobs that pull a banner by the beach. Did they pull banners by the beach here?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
You know, like advertising. So I was like, oh, you know, it's bound to happen sooner or later. The guy's probably making a U-turn. And then the cop comes back later because another plane just hit the World Trade Center. I was like, what? Like, holy shit. And then the shit just hit the fan, everything over the radio. We have different codes, code red, code white, lock it down, everybody out. And get these fucking stupid people trying to get, I want to vote. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
So what's going on? And then within a couple of hours, the building came down. And I was in Brooklyn when the planes hit. And all you seen was paper on fire floating through the air. And you could smell like here, you could smell the, you know, when the stuff was burning.
Pacific Palisades, yeah.
And anyway, we band together. We had to man the front because we were getting reports that there were trucks coming in with explosive in the tunnels. And they're going to blow up the bridges.
That's crazy.
It was all hearsay, but who knew?
Right.
You know, they're going to blow up municipal buildings. They're going to blow up the subway and everything. So who, you know, and then Washington happens, you know, and then the other plane crashes in Pennsylvania. Like, holy shit, they didn't know. I heard they knew it was happening, but there was nothing they could do because they turned off transponders or something. That I can't verify that. But anyway, my first day there was the next day. And it was all hands on deck. So we were just doing our job, and I had to go into our main building. And when I got up there, I don't remember what floor it was, 8 or 10. I'm like, we gotta get out of here, man. This fucking building's on fire. They're like, no, it's the intake. It's just, because you couldn't see. You know how the fog is in the morning? The entire city was engulfed, but it wasn't fog. It was smoke and whatever else.
Right.
So I had a surreal moment. It was pitch black because everything went out. All electric, ATMs, everything, the phone, the subways. And they locked down, every agency got involved and locked down the area because they're worried about, you know, who's sneaking in to blow up what and who's going to steal what. So I was walking by City Hall in about 6 or 8 inches of the finest powder I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, wow, it looked like snow. And the all the street lights had a halo of different color, like a rainbow. Or it was beautiful. I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't know. It turns out is everything when the building came down got pulverized. So that was all glass and asbestos and plastic and metal and everything all mixed in together. And like say this equipment was in the room, right? So you had 110 stories or 100 stories, 105 stories of each building. So you're talking 220 stories of offices. Not one chair, not one desk, not one body. All I seen was hundreds of metal crosses from the beams scattered like all over the place. It was surreal. But I didn't see any bodies, but every time they would find something, a bell would go off and everybody would have to stop working. They'd call it the bucket brigade. Guys would be, old-fashioned bucket, give it to you,
Right.
give it to him, dump it. So I was in the truck. I was in the bus. I didn't have to go on that. They used me to block the intersections, to make sure that vehicles don't come crashing down. And then when that was done, they used me to block the building because we didn't have bollards at the time. This is just right near Wall Street, right and the sidewalk to the building was only a few feet. So I used to block the building, sit in the thing, but covered with this whitish gray stuff every day. And you say you'll never forget something. If you weren't there, you'll never get it. It's the smell and the taste on my teeth for 6 months. It's like, I'll never forget it. It's like if you go to the morgue, it's that smell. But it wasn't that smell. This is burning, melting, hard to explain, horrible, disgusting odor every day. And depending on which way the wind was blowing, like we live in Rockaway, you see the plume coming because of the wind. Like today, how windy it is, it would make it to San Diego. That's how big it was. And it burnt for a good 6 months. At least 100 days, I think it burnt. And I had to get out of there because, unfortunately, there was firemen in there with equipment that got, when the building came down, it was Port Authority police, New York City police. So the fires were causing their bullets to go off. So it sounded like there's gunfire on the ground, but it wasn't. It was just the heat from the fires. So you had to get out of there. It was just like I said, all hands on deck. You was doing your job, and you went home. I didn't go home. I didn't go home for 4 days. And Megs was only an infant. And when I finally got home, then we couldn't. It was hard to get back into the city because you had to show your shield at every corner. Yeah.
Checkpoints?
Yeah, checkpoints, whatever. So we had to take our shield out and show everybody where you going. Okay, what section, and it was a good thing.
Right.
But wherever you were in the city, you could smell it, depending on which way the wind was blowing. And how they decided what area is considered ground zero, I don't know, because it was everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
What would have been your job title at this point? Exactly.
Court officer.
Just officer?
Yeah, I was a court officer.
Court officer, yeah.
We were the first agency there because there's more courthouses in the location than there was police departments or fire trucks. Yeah.
Can you please tell the story? It's, again, something that we read it about that one of the either firefighter who's stuck in with the maintenance guy.
Oh, my guys.
Oh.
Yeah, the court officers. They did, when the building came down, they happened to be they did wind up being in the right place. And a maintenance guy just happened to be with them, and there was no way out. And he said, if we break through this wall, we can get into this bookstore, Barnes & Nobles, and we'll be able to get out. And he saved all their lives. And one of the guys, Teddy, just give me a second. God rest his soul. He got sick later. He was a 2-tour Vietnam vet with registered kills and everything. And he said he was never so scared in his life.
Like that day.
From the Trade Center. Yeah. 2 tours in Vietnam in the jungle. Yeah. And he was one of the first guys to pass away from being sick from, breathing the air.
Yeah.
That local politician said it's okay to breathe here. Yeah, we're here for 5 seconds. Go ahead. And that's when it really, really, I'll never sugarcoat it. Those people did not die in the World Trade Center. They were murdered. They were murdered in cold blood. And the only mistake they ever made was to go to work that day. The people that called in sick hit the lottery. A friend of mine, Brian, was a fireman. He switched to the fire department, and he got a side gig because some guys pick up side gigs, earn a few bucks. So he swapped out. The guy that he swapped out with wound up dying in the thing. And Brian was beside himself. I haven't seen him. He was only a kid. But there's thousands of stories like that. And I keep hearing new ones. And yeah.
Your father, correct me if I'm wrong, if I understood correctly, your father or somebody in your family was actually on 94th floor?
Oh, my dad. No, that's that was my dad's floor before the office got closed and moved out.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
North or south? Which tower? One of those,
He was
right?
in one. He was in Tower 1, yeah. The one that got hit second fell first because it got hit lower. Couldn't take the weight, so that one collapsed first. But yeah, they moved my dad's office to like Spring Street or something, or Broome Street. But his office was there with the first bombing when it was underground, but he wasn't in there either. It was right where he kept his car. They blew up underground. Thank God. Yeah. So he was lucky with that. He used to drive. He had a special way of driving through to beat the tunnel. Yeah. But one thing they never talk about with the World Trade Center, it was a thing called the bathtub. Like the two buildings sat in this bathtub, and it's like a seawall that kept out the river. And if that ruptured, the whole downtown would have been gone. But it held. Yeah, it was cracked, but it held. That's one thing they never talk about. That's like hands-on people being there. Because after they cleaned it out, you could see it. It was this big, massive wall of concrete. It must have been 20 feet thick. Yeah.
Can you talk a little more about while it was happening? You're working in the courthouse, and like you said, I've heard of this story a lot too. Where the first one happens, and it's like the first crash. People think maybe it's an accident, or you don't think terrorist attack immediately.
Yeah, no, never.
As the day progressed, and as second plane, or like, can you talk about kind of how in your mind, and also the mindset of people you're talking to, how when you realized it was a terrorist attack, how did that? Was it immediate? Was it gradual? Was it from the news, or like how did it?
It was actually firsthand, because even with the second one, it was like, holy shit, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
But then one of the guys I was working with, Jimmy, his father worked in the Pentagon. He says, they just put a plane into the Pentagon. Like, holy shit. And then everybody's like, 911. Call 911. It was just a coincidence that it was 9/11. But that's when I realized that this is real. I mean, didn't know where it was coming from next, how much more was coming. I heard one of our guys was up on the roof smoking. He said the plane went right over our building. But you could hear the grind of the plane. And when you hear that plane just don't sound right, it was one of those, yeah.
How many miles or maybe less than a mile was your courthouse from?
About a mile,
yeah.
Right on your side of the bridge.
Could you hear?
Did you hear that?
Anything? Like
No, I was in like the basement of the building where they let the people in, on the other side. So if I was in the front, you definitely would have heard it. I'm sure the building shook, but we didn't even notice it. We're just busy.
Actually,
yeah. Like I said, it was election day, so we had a lot of people coming in before they were going to work, and you had a lot of jurors coming in. They would always have people coming in for jury duty, maybe 1,000 or something like that. Jeez. But I would say within 40 minutes, Brooklyn was inundated with smoke. You couldn't see nothing. Yeah.
And so the rest of that day, because you said you went to it the next day, right?
Day,
so
yeah.
you had to stay at the courthouse the rest of the day?
Yeah, we stayed. We had to wait for orders to see what we were doing. Yeah. It was unprecedented. Nobody knew what to do. And nobody knew what to do.
You said you didn't go home for a few days.
Yeah, like 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah,
how did that work with, you work? Do you rest? Do you like, where do you go to do
the locker room? You get an hour here, maybe an hour there, but you're so hyped up, you don't even want to, you just want to help, We were waiting here, okay, they're going to call us over, So I don't know who was coordinating the whole thing, but there was no plan. It was just all hands on deck.
Yeah.
And civilians too. You know, I remember picking guys up in the bus, guys in overalls. Hey, man, we want to help. I was like, oh, you have ID? Yeah, get in. Let's go. And then they would, down the line, they would have like a checklist because they were worried about that too, because they were worried about looting because the reserve was down there and all of that stuff. Not things you would think about.
Mm-hmm. Especially in that moment.
Yeah. And as the building came down, not even before the building came down, it was the front page of the New York Post. The next day showed the picture of people jumping out of the window. I mean, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I think one of the first guys to die was a fire department chaplain. Somebody landed on him. We lost 3 guys. Yeah. There was 250 in there. And we lost 3 guys. One I knew, the other 2 I didn't.
When you say we, you mean in your
The courts.
in your
Yeah,
court,
the state courts.
yeah.
Yeah. It was surreal. It's hard to explain. Goes and comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
When it really started to bother me was when the amount of people that have died since surpassed the amount of people that were murdered.
Well, that's something that I...
Yeah, wow.
That's what I wanted to bring up with you.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Dave's wife is from Ukraine. She was young when Chernobyl happened.
Right.
And Dave's kind of like me. My wife's like 13 years younger than me. So it was him and Dave. So we had a lot in common. He was a cop. And his wife recently passed away. She had cancer. And he said, Mike, he goes, we would lay in bed and I could feel the heat coming off her body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just from Chernobyl. And one of my sergeants, I told Megan this, one of my sergeants said this, this is his exact words. He goes, this is going to be a mini Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And he was right, because so many people keep getting sick.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring, that's why I was bringing those similarities between Chernobyl that happened in my neighborhood, in our neighborhood. And Mike, I want your opinion, and I I'm expecting what you're going to say, but I've been digging a lot. And I was like, especially it's been it's been over 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So couldn't sleep last night, to be honest. So I found a couple things. EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, right? So this statement, okay? So let me find this. Given the scope of the trilogy from the last week, I'm glad to reassure the people of New York that the air is safe to breathe and the water is safe to drink.
That's what I told you. That was the politician. The New Jersey governor or whatever, it was a female, Christie something or other, walked down there for a good hot 5 minutes.
They let everybody in 3 days.
Yeah,
the stock market is back, working in 3 days.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was that quick, but I remember that like, wow, how could you even say that? And here we are in Rockaway smelling this stuff.
Right.
20-something miles away, almost 30 miles away. Yeah.
Christine Todd Whitman.
Christy Whitman.
Yeah, Christy Whitman.
That's her name. Yep.
That's her name.
Yep.
And 10 years later, I found an article. She said that George Bush administration forced Giuliani and her to release this statement that everything is
really?
good.
Wow.
That they tried to sue her, right?
Yeah.
Like so many years later.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. And actually court found her not guilty. She said that she got so much pressure from the administration because, again, the tests are still running and you go in public and you say, yeah, you can breathe. You can drink the water. Everything is good. You can go back to normal.
Yeah.
So me and E, we found couple things. So 2025 is not 2015, like I would say. Brand new. To date, there are 34,000 known 9/11 cancer cases. So
That's insane.
people are still legally trying to get compensation for what happened. 20 years later.
Yeah.
How the fuck is possible?
Yeah. Yeah. It's insane.
They said that Asbird, what is it?
Yeah, you've said it
I
so many
said it so
times
many
now. I
times.
forget what
That chemical.
Asbestos.
Asbestos.
Yeah.
They said,
One of the buildings was loaded with it.
right,
Yeah.
the independent organization that run tests released a statement, independent, saying every single first responder, every single person around ground zero supposed to have a specific mask with specific filter that this asbestos would not go to your lungs, your throat, your body. How the fuck everybody, nobody wear mask, nothing, everybody is bare feet, bare hand, everything.
There were no masks available. Nobody even thought of it. Maybe some firemen had it because they were like hazmat guys, maybe. But if you see the thing of the guys raising the flag, they don't have any masks on. You know the guy from the Cabana? What's his name that owns it? It's his brother, George. George, yeah. Was one of the firemen that put up the flag, which was great. It was,
Iconic.
like Iwo Jima. Yeah.
Gave us hope.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
Americans.
It's like, hey, fucking A, man.
Here's the flag.
Yeah. And,
By June 2007, the number of people filing claims against the city regarding exposure to ground zero toxins reached 10,000 people. So attorney, the main one, David Warby, is leading a class action lawsuit representing 8,000 people, police officers, and saying that over 10,000 people getting sick 6 years later, right? And he said, I started this suit on behalf of the cop that got sick. He continued, nobody would touch this case with a 10-foot pole because it was considered unpatriotic to say anything against the cleanup of the EPA.
wow. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
These kind of stuff I can expect from my ex-country, right? When government said like same stuff with Chernobyl, they throw bodies. They're like, they know, like, you can't even come closer to the area and you get the amount of radiation that you're gonna burn in days.
Oh, I seen.
Pregnant women,
Yeah.
everybody.
I seen a documentary on that where the guy goes in with the machine and the
HBO
buildings are still clicking.
I was shocked how HBO
Yeah.
Max accurately put this documentary that I watched. I was like, this is exactly what my parents telling me. It's exactly what's been happening.
Wow.
I was shocked how great HBO documentary about Chernobyl was.
Yeah.
But I would expect this kind of government is everywhere. But I was not expecting because like America has always been like country of my dream. The role model of every single country. When people follow the laws, when people stopping on a red light, when pedestrians can walk freely without expecting or afraid that somebody gonna hit them because nobody freaking stop on crosswalks in Europe. And I was like, this is fucking my country. This is my dream. And then I watched stuff like that. I was like, 2001? They throw civilians and first responders, firefighters, police officers, every single person who want to help. Like, it's just like life doesn't matter. I just cannot process this.
Yeah, I didn't even know that they did that, but I know that they fought to make sure that whoever does get sick, like there's a GROTA Act, and it was John Stewart. He was one of the big guys that pushed for
he started.
it. Yeah.
He started. He was the voice.
It was sad seeing the firemen. Oh my God. Yeah. He went from being this big guy, you didn't even recognize him. But that's what pushed it forward, to at least get the people help they need. Yeah.
Till present day, people still did not get compensations. People still fighting. And they said like the cancer rate was like over like 60,000 people, right? Something like that.
Yeah. I heard the singer, Donna Summer, lived in the area. And she died of lung cancer.
Lung cancer.
Never smoked. Yeah.
Throat and lungs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many illnesses. It's crazy. But God, the stuff mixing together too. Who knows what kind of toxins it
jet
created
fuel and
on its
everything
own,
else,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We just had fires in January. And this is, again, finding those similarities, putting dots, right? When everything happened, the biggest fire in the history of California happened to us 3 months ago. So we live how many miles, Ash, from Pacific Palisades? 5 miles, 6 miles, 10 miles?
I mean, the evacuations came within 5 miles.
Right.
But, yeah.
Really?
So my balcony, we live with Ashton close by to each other in Marine
Oh, we had
Bay.
ash on our balcony for.
The layer of when you said about white ash, I was like, that's exactly what we had at our balcony. But again, politicians like, yeah, safe. You can drink. You can. The air is good. So I'm one of those people. Unless I'm doing some stupid shit like adrenaline sports that I'm gonna break my bones and gonna pop my Achilles in Mexico wrestling, I would not get sick. I consider myself very strong. After everything that happened to fires in Pacific Palisades, for a month, Mike, I was coughing like a horse. Yeah. I went to urgent care, and the doctor, he was like, the line was huge, that's number one. Then doctor said like, yeah, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? Do you see what happened? Go and get like coughing medication. I went to CVS and they sold out. They said the amount of cases, the amount of people that cough, like been constantly coughing, it's like they're out of like general medication. So for a month, I was coughing nonstop.
Yeah, we had the ground zero cough. Same thing. Yeah. And what made me think a little bit of 9/11 and the fires here, I'm down the beach all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of burnt wood and it's just, the coastline is just covered with black, with all the way from Santa Monica to Venice. It's just black charcoal.
Right.
Pieces of wood floating, logs, just all burnt to a crisp. But I was like, wow, that's the version of 9/11. Yeah.
And Alexa, and I took screenshot and SNS, and I was like, no, everybody's saying everything is good, the air is good, everything is good, drink the water. I was like, my Alexa saying, air condition, extremely bad, red, cold red. And I was like, Alexa telling me like, do not go outside.
And we're 5 miles.
Yeah, we're 5 miles, exactly. One of the gym that I goes to, Gold's Gym, in Venice. Mm-hmm. So one of the front desk is buddy of mine. So, and after pandemic, people start working out outside, right? In front, back, inside. So everybody's like outside.
Getting a workout in, you know.
Exactly. Well, fresh air.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen my buddy for a month. So I'm going to Gold's Gym and I finally see him. And he was like a little bit pasty. I was like, hey, brother, like, where have you been? And he was like, in fucking hospital. I was like, what happened? He was like, what do you think would happen? He was like, the doors open all the time and nobody told us wear masks, nothing. So after the fires, he was like, he got lung infection. And when he went to hospital, they said, yeah, like it was like 1 or 2nd degree. I don't remember. He was like, I was in hospital for 2 weeks because I was breathing every single time the door automatic open, new people comes and I just breathe. Everything will just happen in Pacific Palisades.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, everything is good. Everybody go back to work. And when I saw that 3 days stock market is back, everybody is back, and evacuation is stopped, I was like, how?
Yeah, I didn't know that it came back that quick. Yeah.
3 days.
Incogni, coming right out and saying it, incogni.com/trilogy.
Incogni should be...
And say it again.
Incogni?
Yeah.
Should be inside of you. It should be inside of your computer. It should be inside of every single electric device that you have.
Well, it's a service, not an entity.
Yeah, of course.
But you know,
why not?
I guess you can twist it that way if that makes sense. You know, incogni. Sure. It's a data removal. And I know, not like you're rubbing off on me now. I can't even speak. I'm spending too much freaking time with you.
That's what you get.
Incogni is an automated data removal service. Take back your privacy. You know that your stuff is all over public databases, right? It is. You might not think it is. You're like, oh, I didn't give my info. Doesn't matter. That's what data harvesting is. It gets harvested. It gets put there without you even knowing. It gets sold without you even knowing. It gets
shared. If I know what you did in 1969, summer of 1969, July 13, then everybody can. So yeah, hide it.
So
just hide it.
Get Incogni. Incogni.com/trilogy. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. 60% off an entire year, by the way, if you click that link. Your info is everywhere online. It's everywhere. Take it back. You can. Incogni does it for you. It's automated. You don't have to do a damn thing.
Monthly reports coming at you every single month. Everything, you have to do nothing. Like Ashton, he was like in a pool, useless. Just let me ride you.
You still hold on to that useless in the pool thing.
Useless in the pool. That was great.
People can't scam you if they can't find you.
Simple as that.
Take back your personal information. Get Incogni 60% off an entire year just by using our link below, or use promo code Trilogy if you want.
30 days, money back guaranteed. You're not need it. It's there if you want it.
We appreciate you. We know this is deep, but this is why we're here. We can bring these stories to you thanks to our sponsors and our supporters. So thank you so much. Anyway, incogni.com/trilogy. Back to Mike Duffy.
Back to superhero.
Mike, you lived, handful of decades before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's been, 20 some odd years since
Which
it
is
happened.
hard to believe.
I was only 11 when it happened. What changes in the world have you noticed because of that day? Just in America, or just in people, or
Well, security definitely tightened up.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. Well, now I'm not working like I used to, but security jobs went through the roof. Every time. That's why I have magnetometers at we went to the hockey game the other day. You have to walk through magnetometers because of that. The airport got ridiculous. I mean, you used to be able to walk up, just hug your wife or whatever right before they walked into the plane. But everything changed. Your IDs changed. Now everything's enhanced ID, and everything's a background check. And
did it change your line of work at all?
no, it just gave us more.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were pretty up on securing everything anyway. And, we have our own patrol guide, like police department has a patrol guide and what to do and what not to do in case what happens. But that created a whole new section. Because you never know. You don't know. But first of all, it's not if, it's when, and where is it going to be. And unfortunately, there is a gap from when it happened to now. People don't know about it. They only read about it. But, I mean, I remember Oklahoma City. We're like, holy shit. There's babies that, oh my God, look at it. And that's what prepped us for that. So that's what I was doing, making sure that if that U-Haul truck pulled up, that could be one of those. It was it changed security for everything and everybody.
What is this new rule that they said that if you pilot of the plane, no matter what happened, like the hijacking changed, right? Like that you're not supposed to take direction. Like, what is it?
I don't know if this is true. I'm not a pilot, but I read or heard from someone that said, like, before that attack, they had never factored in the fact that the plane was never meant to not land. So they would used to agree to open now they'll never open the door no matter what. They can kill everyone on board.
The door was always open.
Yeah.
Look down and you see the
now, no matter what, I mean, if they kill every passenger, they won't open because
here we go. Yeah,
because
because
they
of these.
they never planned for the plan to not be for the plane to not land. So that
Which is funny. That was not funny, but I was going from Saratoga to Canton when Tom Landry was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame football. So I went on a plane, and then when I got to Pittsburgh, I had to get on this little prop plane. And it wasn't a door, it was a curtain.
Yeah. Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. I look over, the guy looks at me, closes the curtain. They took my bag, they put it in the fucking nose of the plane. They opened it up, they put my bag in it, and they're like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I get motion sickness big time.
Yeah.
And it was an experience. That was like 1990.
Newspapers.
Yeah. What's one more thing? I'll bring those out. Do you, was the country or society as divisive when that happened? Like, I'm 30. How old am I? 34 now. I mean,
I don't know. You act like 69 sometimes.
I know. I feel like it sometimes. You see these big things happening, and it's just everything is a fight. Everything is so divisive. Like, was it a little more?
Are you talking about parties like Republicans and Democrats?
Not really, because we don't get into politics and stuff on our channel. But I just, from this perspective of just like
as a nation,
nowadays, as a
I'm
nation,
not politics at all. Yeah, I don't. Fair is fair.
Yeah,
yeah.
Was there more of a everyone's on the same side kind of
A
feeling?
union? Yes.
Back then.
In New York, it was. I don't know what but it was all hands on deck. The way everybody stood up. I mean, every car had a flag. I mean, it was balls to the wall.
The pride,
everywhere,
everything, yes.
Everywhere. Like how you see the political flags now on the back of the pickups. Mm-hmm. Everyone had that. All the flags were out. When we had a hurricane just in 2012, Megs?
Katrina or which one?
No, Sandy. Destroyed the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
right.
news
Everybody
guys come
flooded.
down, and we're the only open porch. So I let them stand there because it's, you know, it's getting rain and everything. And the guy says, what's with this block with all these American flags? I said, what? He said, everybody's got an American flag. I said, yeah, we're in the fucking United States. And I get off
Good
my
answer.
fucking porch. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
Are we in America?
Oh.
It's American flag. If it will be a Russian flag, then I will say, why you? Okay, I understand why you asking.
I wish my
We didn't have that. It was banded together.
I wish my dad was here. Puppy C.
Yeah, I know,
would
right?
love
That will
to
be-
talk to
I mean,
him.
I did hear stories of certain neighborhoods cheering or whatnot. I don't know how true that is, but that's the media for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Everything is a fight now.
Yeah.
Left versus right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's
You
red,
know,
and,
it's
red
like-
and blue.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like I've never really, as an adult, lived in a time where it was just America.
Yeah.
You know.
I was talking a little bit to. We have a friend, but he's a fan of our channel. He's over there. He's from Norway, and we just
Oh
chatting.
yeah, I met him when he came in.
Oh, you okay? Yeah.
Kim,
His
yeah.
name is Kim, but I call him Barbarian. You know, Barbarian. So, and we just chatting a little bit, and he was like, I was been watching news, and wow, you have fucking two bulldogs eating each other, Democrats and Republicans. And I was like, yeah, well, I don't want to talk about politics. And he just turned around. He was like, you know what? For this exact reason, we have fucking 11 parties. So we have like not only like left and right, we have 11. You can fight the other 8, the other 9. They're gonna do the job, and it's gonna be medium. You know. I was like,
Yeah, I'm like, fair is fair.
Yeah.
right.
Get your head out of your ass and do the fucking right thing.
Yeah.
You know, help your neighbor.
Yep.
You know, shovel the snow. Whatever. You know, just don't hide behind your doorway.
I just don't understand.
And what I don't like is, growing up, you had to wait for the news. It was a big deal with my dad when the news went from 11 p.m. to 10. So now you could be able to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you got your news. And it was the news. It wasn't fucking this side of the news
Right.
or that side. It was the news.
It's just what happened.
What happened.
One source.
Gosh,
Yes.
what's that
Well,
like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Information,
Videos.
right. Information. And one thing I'll say with 9/11, I grew up through the entire Vietnam War. And as we were getting older, all the fucking geniuses drinking beer in my basement, who's going to fight, who's going to go to Canada, who's going to do this, who's going to get drafted, who's going to sign up. So by the time I think I was just going to be 16, Nixon had already stopped the draft, so we didn't have to go. But he said, if they renege on the deal, we're going back. So we were scared. And it fell. I was a senior in high school in October, but Nixon was already out. And that was it. And I never feared anything other than maybe getting drafted, but never feared that the Vietnam War was going to come to our shore
Yeah.
or any other war. Then 9/11 came, and I was a grown man, or as these young people would say, I was a grown-ass man, and it scared the shit out of me. And it does to this day because you guys and these guys, because you don't know where or if, where and when. And they're patient. They're patient, the ones that do these things.
You talking about Vietnam, and so my grandmother and grandfather obviously went through World War II, right? That's how they met. My grandfather, he was he will be delivering the big bullets for the heavy weapons, and my mom, she was a nurse. My grandmother, she was a nurse on the field picking up the wounded. Right now it's 2025. You go back to Eastern Europe, and when I go visit my family, the echo of 1939, 1945, World War II is still fucking there.
Wow.
Monuments. May 9, that's when they celebrate, the victory when it's happened. The movies, you go and it's like, it's just on national television, you still can smell it. There is still demonstrations. It's like you go because every single family got affected. So you're still feeling it and you forget about it for some reason. Like here in America, it's like, all right, it's already new thing. You go back and you kind of like stuck in time. They remember Holocaust. They remember a lot of things that happened and museums and young generation. And I was like, it brings you that patriotism back, when you're talking about the flags and everything. It's like your grandfather, your relatives give their life so you can live better nowadays.
Yeah.
And the constant reminder, and exactly like you said, being tough, don't fucking cry. Come on, where you cannot walk, go freaking walk. Why should I give you a ride? It's just like a lot of things that, but then I will go to on American soil and it's, World War II doesn't exist here unless I watch documentaries. And it's just like that perspective from both sides, know?
Like when my dad was only, I think 9 when, with Pearl Harbor. But my uncles, they all served. So that was the generation you're talking about.
Right.
But as it progressed, it
faded away.
Yeah. I mean, it had its, December 7th, and it was always in school. Like I went to Catholic school, that was stuff. But Pledge Allegiance every day.
Yep.
That's what you did. The flag was the flag. I mean, I remember once, I'm pretty sure it was in Dodger Stadium, this guy, Rick Monday, he was a right fielder. Some skell came out on the field with American flag, decided to pour some lighter fluid on it. He's going to light it up. Rick Monday ran right over, grabbed the fucking flag.
Love that video.
Yeah.
You seen the video?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Now, it might have been like 1970.
Nuts.
Yeah, it might have been like 1974 or something.
It's like, you're
Back
not burning
then-
my flag.
Yeah.
You would get the
That's on my watch.
living shit beat out of you for doing something like that. Now it's just...
Must make your skin crawl just to see.
You see it on the 101, people lighting the American flag on fire.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, you see people just denigrating the flag all the time. I mean, other countries, that's one thing, but I mean, come on, man. It's just sacrilegious.
Yep.
Yeah.
People fought. That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because of them, because of their sacrifices.
Live and die
live
for
and die.
that. Yeah, and there's, just sad.
If our grandparents, talking about Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, and everything conflict that happening right now between Russia and Ukraine, if our grandparents, hundreds of millions of people who died to sacrifice their lives during Nazi regime, if they would know what's happening right now, there is a saying, you will twist in your coffin.
Yeah. Roll, turn over in your grave is
Is that
Same
something?
thing,
Yeah. You
twist in your coffin.
You will
words. We knew what you meant.
That's my
our
way,
term.
okay?
Yeah, it
You will
works.
twist
You
in
will
the coffin,
twist
okay?
it. Twist
A good one.
Yeah.
Chubby checker.
I have a couple of things, a couple of questions, but I would love to, when me and Ashton, we lived together, and we were moving out, he said, Art, come here, I need to show you something. And he showed me something that I immediately got chills.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, you tell me. You're the one who...
I was 11. I don't know why I still have these. Something told me to save them. It's a time capsule. Yeah. September 12th, the morning of papers.
That was my day.
Really?
Wow. It's amazing that you do this. I used to do it too.
Yeah.
I had so much stuff in the hurricane. Took it away. My father had from the Kennedy assassination, had everything.
Wow.
Beatles coming to America.
Yeah.
Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
I need to ask my dad why I even have these.
My Uncle Tommy worked that.
At Shea Stadium?
He was a rookie
Ladies
cop.
and gentlemen,
Yeah.
it's the Beatles.
Yeah. Said he
Crowd goes nuts.
Said he couldn't hear shit.
Oh, those
Couldn't hear the band.
girls were
Screaming.
fainting.
Yeah.
And like Paul would say, like, I still didn't know how I sounded at that concert.
He couldn't hear himself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Tommy said. He could.
I actually hadn't thumbed through them in years until this morning.
Wow.
And it's just like the whole thing is a time capsule.
Yeah.
I texted Ashton this morning. I was like, brother, please do not forget to bring these.
When I got to see the video for the first time, my guy that I go back to the racetrack. I worked there for a long time. So guy that I wound up working at the courts, I just happened to he had a book, and I'm like, what are you doing with that, man? He says, "Oh, it's a book about the horses in the track." I said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "I worked there." He said, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "My great grandfather was Sonny Jim Fitzsimmons." Like, holy shit! He's one of the most prominent trainers ever. He won 2 Triple Crowns back in the '30s. So we became, friendly, and I wound up on a horse together with him. But he said, "Mike, I was late and I was driving in, and I watched the plane hit the fucking building." And he said it went like this. First.
The building?
The plane.
The plane.
The plane,
Yeah. So I said, "Well, what was the purpose?" I said, "I guess they wanted to do the whole..." No, it was showing that it was victory on their side. Yeah. Jimmy was in the car at the light. He's like, "What the fuck?" He said it just absorbed into the building.
Does it?
But there's no comparison to these buildings as to what is in the city now. They were the most massive thing. Anybody that went shark fishing or anywhere out in the ocean, that was your marker. As soon as you lost the top of the tower, time to turn around, because the earth was curving. That's how fucking high those things were. But I'm pissed because, all right, they did save the footprints, and it's a beautiful thing that they have. But to build another fucking building there, to me, that was no. You didn't put a boat on top of the Arizona in Hawaii. I mean, the building isn't on top of it, but it's off to the side.
Yeah.
And to see the hole, and they did a beautiful job. All the names
The
are there.
memorial, yeah.
Yeah. It's really nice, and they do a great ceremony every year. Never gets old. They say every name, and to watch, guys like me. I was freaking 42 years old. Now I'm fucking 67. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never even got a chance to see the papers because I didn't go home. Yeah. The second one was real bad. The first one just kind of sucked it in. The second one, that's why it came down. It hit down. The first one was hit up here. This one was hit down.
The second one was.
Yeah.
That's why it fell first.
The weight of the building is what brought it down. But it was designed so good that it did what it was supposed to. It pancaked. Floor to floor to floor to floor. But we have it. I lost a couple of friends. One of my friends was a fireman. He got out. He was hurt, so he fought to get his job back, which is a rare occurrence because you can go out on disability. But he loved the job, so they put him back on light duty driving the chief around. And they responded to that. It was his first day back, and he got killed. And then my other friend from around the block, Walter, he was another chief. He wound up in the buildings somewhere where they came down. But in the neighborhood, there's a restaurant. It's called Harbor Light. I always call it the Newport Inn. There's the Harbor Light. The sun was above where the plane hit. Like, what should I do? What should I do? I mean, what can you do? You couldn't find this thing because everything was burning, with the fuel, and you couldn't get down. So his dad said, go to the roof, and they'll be able maybe to rescue you from up there. And it didn't happen. But then I found out from one of the cops that I know why they weren't able to get the helicopter to take the people from the roof, because the building was shaking so bad. They were afraid that the draft was going to pull the helicopter down. So, yeah.
And we talk about that, the first building, the south one, right? The one that first got hit, right?
South Tower got hit first, yeah.
And it was the top floor. It was restaurants and everything. So it was like over 100 people celebrating. It was conference, something, right? So when everything happened, one of the staff member, he called and he was like, hey, something happened, and now like all this smoke is coming to the top. What should we do? And the operator said like, well, stay put.
Yeah.
The help is coming.
Yeah.
Nobody had a freaking chance.
Yeah.
On the top ones.
Well, and those buildings, like, I didn't realize till recently, like, weren't they built they weren't up for more than, 15 years, 20 years? When were they built?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because we live in Rockaway and you could see them going up. So I remember, I think they finished it in maybe 75, maybe. I don't know,
Okay.
but one was done before the other.
Sure.
Like we were kids, so we used to watch them. Like one would go up,
Yeah.
and then this one would kind of catch up, and you just seen it every day, how different the skyline was. And then when it was finished, and it opened late. I don't even remember when it started. Probably 60. I don't even know. Sometime in the 60s, late 60s. But it was wild to see. It was massive.
1966.
66.
When it started?
All right. Yeah.
When did it open?
Construction started in 1966.
When it opened, 72, 71 maybe.
Okay, maybe it was a little longer than I thought, but for some
Well,
reason, yeah.
one opened. One of them opened before the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what he was saying, they were telling people in the other building, don't evacuate.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't evacuate. And the timing, as bad as it was, if it was an hour or two later, there would have been tens of thousands of people.
Way
dead,
more
because the
people.
buildings would have been at capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything happened early. The first
Yeah.
one was 8:55 in the morning
Yes,
before 9,
yes,
and
yes.
another one was 9:30,
Yeah.
something like that, like 30 minutes.
And they knew it was coming, and they couldn't stop it because the jets were too far away. Yeah.
You're talking about just F-16?
Yeah. Yeah.
1973 to
73.
2000.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Wow.
Also,
I
they
was a sophomore in high school.
Wow.
also they were saying about the designers, not designers, the one who architects, right?
Yeah.
So the evacuation plan was not. They were not expecting for this kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus, because
Stairway.
If
and
you-
everything.
look back, way back in the day, I did a report on it. A plane hit the Empire State Building, but it was a military plane.
Mhm.
It got lost in the fog, and it tore out like the 86th floor or something, but the building didn't come down. That was the difference of building in the 30s
Mm.
to just, glass and metal.
The recent ones.
In the 60s, but nobody is built, might be built for a earthquake.
Right. Exactly.
A
Yeah.
little shimmy here, because the buildings did. When I was in my dad's office, you could hear the creaking, like the building swaying
Yeah.
in the wind. Yeah, because it couldn't
they're
be
they're
rigid
supposed
because it
to
would
a little
snap.
bit, yeah,
Right. It
yeah.
just, and you could see. Oh my God, the view was amazing. Yeah. And just the elevator, I couldn't take the elevator. I get motion sickness. Like, holy
Oh.
shit! Used to have to take an elevator to an elevator.
Your ears pop.
Yeah.
I was too afraid to go up there when I was a kid. I'm
Why?
afraid of heights, so I just stayed
Yeah.
in the bottom.
Yeah.
But I have like photos of me in the lobby and everything.
Really?
This was probably
Yeah.
2000.
Even
Yeah.
the lobby was massive.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well, the whole plaza down
Yes.
there, like
yeah,
in
they
that
had
whole
the whole
between the.
underground city.
Mhm.
There is actually something that.
And one of the best pictures you could get was to stand under it. I mean, they didn't call them selfies at the time,
Yeah.
but somebody would go down and you'd stand there and just, I had
See
a picture.
the-
My dad took a picture of me then. I don't know what happened to it. Again, I probably lost it in a hurricane. But, yeah, just people just going to work, going to a party, from major executives to law enforcement guys to custodial people, to people just visiting. That could have been the day you were there. You just
Anybody.
never know. You unlock
You
the
never
drawer.
know.
If you can Google, there is who was the blind man who survived 9/11. Blind since birth, Hinkson was the voice of calm on September 11 as he helped direct the colleagues leading them down the stairwell to evacuate the 78th floor of the North Tower. Since he could not see anything, he became familiar with the building layout and evacuation plan.
Wow.
A blind person
That's a
will
miracle for
help
those people.
evacuating
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Wow.
It's amazing how us
There was one staircase that survived. That's probably the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing us as humans, we always saw when everything is good, everybody is like, there is a hate, there is religion, there is this, there is this, there is always something to hate about it. But when tragedy happened, that's how like a war or terrorist attack, that's how the
Yeah.
nation get together. Everybody is like becoming brothers and sisters.
Well, that's it. It was gloves off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it change your
And
outlook on
that's
life at
what
all?
it would need to be,
Yeah.
Like schoolyard justice, man. You get out and you box it out. You either become friends or you're enemies forever.
Mhm.
And, you know, you get into a fight every time you see each other. And it's hard to believe it's that long ago. But from, like I said, the smell, I'll never smell it again, but I'll never forget it either.
Yeah.
But I used to come home and take my uniform off in the garage because it smelled so bad.
The amount of people actually through so many documentaries that I watch, number one, it was smell. Everybody's like, I can tell you exactly.
Smell and taste.
Smell and taste.
Did it change your outlook on life at all? I mean, you know, like you said, it could be any time, any one of us. You know.
I thought we were tough, man. Well, we are, but I didn't think we were vulnerable.
Yeah.
Now, that's the difference of me being, you know, not born during wartime like World War II, even though I grew up through Vietnam. It wasn't happening here.
Yeah.
You know, this must be how the people, when they were young, when Pearl Harbor happened.
Yeah.
You know, everybody panicked, but the whole country band together. 9/11 wasn't the whole country. Like with Oklahoma City, it wasn't the whole country. But being law enforcement, yeah, you know, you're thinking of everybody that's contributing. You know, the way everything was pulverized, you wouldn't even know that anything was there, other than, like I said, those metal crosses and
How long until if clarity was 100% back, visual clarity
Until it's
in the
vanished,
area?
all these smog and everything.
From the physical stuff?
Yeah, like that blue sky that was there right before.
It was at least 100 days.
Wow.
6 months. Yeah. At least 24/7.
Really?
24/7.
You go to sleep in dark, you wake up in dark.
Those guys were amazing. They came in and cleaned it out. And that's another group of guys that got very sick because everything that got cleaned out had to be sifted.
Mm-hmm.
So they took it to Staten Island, Arthur Kill's land thing, and everything would be on a conveyor going by. And they said, oh shit, that's a piece of body there. Have to stop it. But so many of those guys got sick because they're sifting through the stuff that was brought from there over there. You know, whether they had masks on or not, you know, it just didn't matter. You're surrounded by it. The vehicles are covered in it. Every vehicle you're in, it's in the air vents. It's
everywhere.
You know, yeah. There was just nothing you can do about it. It was they were finding stuff on roofs.
I read
like 2 years later.
This could be bullshit from social media, but I read somewhere that all the dogs they were using to find
the cadaver
bodies,
dogs. Yeah,
that the dogs were getting so depressed. So sometimes people, like alive people, would then go and hide so the dogs could then find, because they weren't
somebody
finding
that was alive. I
yeah,
believe
so
it. I believe it.
Lift their spirits a little bit.
Because I work at a show. I used to work in security at the Today Show, and we have a bomb dog, and he's a goofball, but he does his job. But you could see the stress as he does it. Like they'll hide something,
yeah,
and he finds it.
Yeah,
and then after that, he's jumping around like an idiot.
Yeah,
but it's just nature.
Yeah,
you know, something's not right.
According to statistic, only one dog during the rescue died, but nobody talks about what happened after. Those dogs, same as humans.
Yeah, they all had to die.
Yeah,
they all just breathing that in. That was their job, to
every
breathe it
day.
In. Yeah,
24/7.
Yeah, and the cop that was with him.
Yeah,
too.
You see the chain, how it all affects. But meanwhile, again, you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
If so many bodies, so many people in Chernobyl, first responders not do it what they did.
Yeah.
The rest of the country, the rest of the world. People in Colombia, people in Venezuela had, when Chernobyl happened, the radiation traveled globally, that people in Venezuela, the level of radiation went up.
Wow.
And how can you, like Belarus next to Russia, Russia next to Ukraine, we're like literally neighbors. We drive to each other. It's like a couple hours in a different country. Imagine that.
Wow.
And here across the freaking world, Latin Americans raising flags. What the fuck happened in Ukraine? Why our radiation is skyrocketing?
Wow.
And government saying nothing. No, nothing happened. What happened? Nothing happened?
Right.
Something happened?
Right.
No, fucking nothing happened.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Nope.
Like you said, it makes it around the world. It depends on which way the world it's spinning. It's where the hurricanes come from. So it just goes around the whole globe.
You were saying something.
After everything you've seen and now your daughter is going into this, does that, how much percentage is happy? How much percentage is
Being worried.
fearful?
I am 100% thrilled. I am 1,000% proud of her. I am 10,000% scared shit. And I can't say what I want to say. I come from a place where it's punch or be punched. The way things have turned around with law enforcement, it's making them like, you have to react to a situation, but the normal person might have a few seconds. You have a millisecond to decide what's going on. And now there's cameras, but you guys are sports fans, right?
Die hard.
Watch Super Bowl, right?
All the time.
You got the play, you got every camera. Yeah, you got cameras up on Mars, looking
Coming
down.
from every single angle.
Inconclusive. So how the fuck are you gonna look at a camera where a cop is running down an alleyway, where everything's shaking, and you only have one thing, and something happens, and 2 lives are ruined? So that scares me.
Yeah.
And we're always taught to be reactive. I mean, you always give somebody the benefit of the doubt. You know, there's no other way about it. You know, let some people say their stuff or whatever. Most of the times it's just more bark than bite, but you always have to be ready. And then not even that, you got to be ready in the public.
Yeah.
Where do I sit in the restaurant, right? Looking out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
that goes all the way back to the movie Dirty Harry.
I was like, that's Tony Soprano looking at the door.
Never have your back to it. Yeah.
For a different reason. Yeah. And that, you got to watch your friends even more.
Yup.
Jeez.
Keep your enemies closer and your friends closer.
In our line of business, that what do we do? Our production company, we're catching scammers. I don't know if you're aware of this.
No. This is all new to me, this whole social media stuff. Like,
Of course.
yeah.
It's new to us.
No,
Now
I
it's
mean-
young generation born
it's-
and they come to us and teaching like, it's teaching us to do things.
These
And I was
young
like,
whippersnappers over
yeah, I
there.
was
I
like,
think it's
what?
great.
How? What? Whoa. I feel old when we have like younger people coming to our company.
That is so
So-
funny.
We chase a lot overseas scammers and criminals overseas, and specifically it depends on a scam, like tech support scam. You know, like in India.
He does most of
Right,
the
yeah.
chasing. I do more of the talking, but
Yeah, I do the choking. And whatever we collect, any evidence, we give to everybody. We work with the FBI, federal agents, local police department. Whatever we have any evidence as independent journalists, we always give it to them. We spend a lot of time with law enforcement in a couple of years, more than we expected. And I asked that question because we pissed off a lot of big people, big criminals overseas. And one of my questions actually was when we went to San Diego, I was like, what should I do on a daily basis? What should we do on a daily basis? Because some people might hurt us. And it's exactly what
Yeah,
you just said. He was like, you go to a restaurant, you go to any grocery store, always look who's in the same aisle as you are.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you feel like today's the night you want to go out, surround yourself with people that you trust.
Yeah.
Don't just go random places and just get drunk or something. Like, you have to think that whoever you pissed off, whoever you prevented that they would not scam elderly American people, they want to do revenge.
We call it head on a swivel.
mm-hmm.
Eyes open, be aware.
Closing the door.
It's kind of funny because she's like, yeah, Dad, you're in California, man. Everybody says hello and everybody's so nice. I said, yeah, in New York, somebody says hello to you. I said, what the fuck are you fucking hello? Hello you.
Get the hell out of here.
Hello, you.
Go get your fucking shine box. Get out of here.
Oh, that's funny.
That's totally me when I'm going back to my country when people don't smile. And I was like, I'm already fucking Americanized in a way, right? I was like, hey, good morning, how are you doing?
Yeah.
With a big smile. And it's just like Eastern European look.
Yeah.
Why are you fucking asking how, like, what is
do
your
you want?
business?
Yeah, what do you
what do
want?
you want from me?
What the
And I was
fuck
like,
are you so happy about?
this This is so true. Oh,
And then you just walk on your way, and the guy's, hey, fuck you. And then you walk in front of the cab. Get out of the fucking street. Yeah, morning. Have a nice day. Well, that was another thing, like a saying I like to use when somebody's just flips out on you and like, oh, man, I'm glad to see you. At least I see somebody having a worse day than me. Oh, fuck you. I said, oh, yeah, have a nice day. Just don't have it here. Just have it fucking someplace else. Go bother somebody else. I got that from some old guy when I worked at the track. He was funny. Have a nice day. Just don't have it here.
That's funny.
When you get in car accident in Eastern Europe, there is like here, if you got in car accident and the first thing like, are you okay? You're getting out, like, you okay? Like,
If you're lucky, but not always.
yeah,
but yeah.
no, yeah, but it's like, hey, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, don't worry about it. Hey, this is my insurance, driver license, swap. Have a good day. Hey, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Ha! Go to freaking Eastern Europe and hit somebody while you're driving. Dude, baseball bat is a must thing in your fucking car.
I see that on YouTube.
You saw my people. AK-47 is always under your seat, dude. Insurance? Go fuck yourself
I
with
bet
your
you guys got
insurance.
Allstate? They're like, yeah, I got a gun.
Yeah. What kind of insurance do you have? Chick. I will show you. Insurance. Oh, God bless America. Seriously.
Yeah, baseball bat goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's from growing up. You had a beef, you know, you did what you had to do.
Mm-hmm.
But very simple. And if you were a kid and you fucked up, which I was pretty consistent with that, you know, my father would come home. Well, what happened? Oh, you fucking pushed me, man. What'd you do? I punched him in his fucking face. I wasn't taking that shit. Getting to go over there. Knock on the door. Mother answers the door. Kid comes out. Pick me up, man. So my father said, did he push you? I mean, did you push him? Yeah, I pushed him, but he beat me up. Okay, this conversation's over.
Yep.
You started? That's what you get.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. I had a real good one where for some reason everybody was against me. So I happened to be pretty fast. And I said, all right, well, I ain't taking a beating from everybody. Fuck that. I'll get in a fight with one of them, but everybody's not going to lump me up. So I took off. I got to the house. They all came to the house. This guy fucking banging on the door. I had two cousins that were nuns or aunts. I don't know, on my father's side. And the nuns answered the door. And he fucking looks and he goes, oh, hi, sister. Can Mike come out? So my father was upstairs. My father says, come down. What happened? I said, no, these fucking guys, they were all going to pound me. All right, who are you going to fight? So it was this guy, Brian. I was enraged at this, you know, coming home to my house and everything. I beat the balls off him. My father had to pull me off, you know. And my father was upset. He said, Mike, he was on the ground. I said, yeah, but I had him. I wasn't kicking him or nothing. And then it turned out to be my brother's brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
Down the line. Yeah, down the line. But he's due for another one.
That's how I feel about you.
Wow.
Pisses me off.
What it was schoolyard justice.
Yeah.
And, you know, the next day we're still shooting hoops.
Yeah,
Surfing
but nothing
together.
happened. Hey, sorry.
Right. Assholes, you know.
Yeah.
Knuckleheads. And, you know, as you got older, you go to different bars. And if guys bothered the girls, you know, you cleaned it up, you know, took your lumps, you gave some lumps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How it goes.
And, you know, some of the fights were like you see in the movies, man. Saloon fights. Stools flying, jukebox knocked over. And same thing, you're on a school bus with these idiots the next day. They're in the back smoking weed, and we're drinking bottles of Michelob. So.
Don't screw it up, E.
Yeah. We're going to have to bring you on a sting house, man. Holy moly.
Oh, he's coming. Yeah, he's coming next week.
No, this is all the mild shit. This
This is only for kids. This is only...
This is all. Like I said, Rockaway is a very unique place. Everybody's very athletic. We had a juggernaut football team, and as you got older, you got absorbed into the thing. I just happened to be in the schoolyard all the time. And we had this gigantic handball wall. So they needed somebody to tell the left fielder that the ball's coming over. So that was my job. I was only 8 or 9. It's coming over. You know, and then if he caught it, So, and if he didn't, keep playing and running around. So if he did catch it, he would throw it at me, and I would take it and throw it to the pitcher. So I guess they realized I can catch and throw. So eventually I kind of got absorbed in because they would send like Russ to go get beer, and they would let me play right field. And then by the end of the summer, I was right center. By next summer, I was in left field, and I was the guy, and I was only like 10 years old, 11 years old, but I was playing with these 15 and 16-year-olds.
Like Willie Mays out there.
Kind of, yeah. Lefty.
That's great.
And I could hit it over the fence. The right field fence was short, and they'd yell at me because it was an out. For me, it's a home run. You guys, it's a fucking out. I was a little boy. And then I wound up getting absorbed into them and all the way into the ball league. I was only 17. You're supposed to be 18. And I'll never forget it, man. My first game, I tore it up. The second game, we were playing this ultimate team, and it was this one guy, best athlete I've ever seen in my life. His name was Jackie Ogden. He played in San Francisco Giants farm system. He was actually a pitcher. He won the city championship for us. I was in the on-deck circle, and the guy hit a ball halfway up the fence, one of those 3-level fences. And I didn't know it was Jackie at the time. He went up, caught the ball, came down, doubled the guy off second. And I was like, holy shit, how am I going to compete with this? And one of the guys came over. He said, don't worry, kid, you'll get it. I said, I'll never get that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But Jackie was amazing. MVP and everything. Total gentleman. And, year in and year out, we got better and stronger. And then as those guys left the league, I started playing with my friends, who I hope you guys aren't listening. We weren't as good as the older guys. But we did win a lot. We won like 5 in a row. Yeah. And you went back to the bar and you raised hell till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds
Sounds
familiar.
like a blast.
It is
Oh, yeah.
blast.
Wow.
Sunday softball, and then Sunday football was even worse because every team came back to our bar, and the games would be over by 11. The bar doesn't open until 12. It would look like 10 o'clock at night already, and we would be there at 4 a.m. This is before DJs. We had my friend just playing tapes and stuff like that. Just easy fun. And you could get hammered for a whole weekend for $10 and leave a tip. Yeah, beers were a quarter. We drank kegs mostly. Hat went around. Everybody throwing $1.
Yeah.
Keg was $25.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And meanwhile, today, coffee cost $7,
yeah.
$10.
$8
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You go
and
to
then,
LA.
and then they spin it for a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
69%. It's like, what?
Here's your 1% tip.
Yeah.
I literally just told Ash, and I was like, there is a place that I love so much next to my gym. And I work as a bartender, being immigrant. You work everything, whatever.
Oh, yeah, I did. We all did.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Any job, everything, you work. And there is no such a fucking lazy day. You have to work hard for your tips.
Yeah.
You're nice, you like accommodating, you put in your personality, you work hard for
You're
your
on your
tips.
feet. You're
On your
flying
feet.
back and forth.
Yeah.
You got people fucking yelling at you.
Yeah, but now what do? You go to the restaurant, you fucking get coffee, and he flipped that bitch, and what? 18% tip included.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
You have no
Oh my
choice.
God.
It must. And I was like, you don't even smile to me. Why should I give you 18%?
Why E? You didn't do anything.
He's here.
Because he's there.
Because I look at him. But it's not him.
What's your thoughts on E over here?
Oh,
Like,
boy.
Whoa.
Well, I only know him for a little while, but I met him beforehand. Like when was I here the
Did you
last
bring a
time?
shotgun?
In November. Yeah, and he was cool, and all the people that we met, and it's cool. So I don't drink anymore, so I just kind of, as long as this game's on, I'm good. Doesn't matter,
Well, he's a great kid. That's
Yeah,
for
Yeah,
sure.
he
that's
is.
it. And
He's an amazing kid.
when did I drive you guys home? Yes. 'Cause I had to go to. I was wiped because I flew in, and I laid in the car for like an hour, and I came back out because I'm not going to rush anybody. You're hanging out. And I said, "Wow, this guy's a nice guy. He's pretty cool." Because you're talking sports, right? He's talking. And, Megan's very fond of him, and she knew him from school, which is kind of ironic. Oneonta. It's like Oneonta is a poor man's Saratoga. And Her other friend is here from her sorority. So one of those kind of things that gel. And I'm here because you can't get rid of me, man.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm a
Of
beach
course.
guy. But I tell her all that. I say, yeah, we were born on the wrong fucking coast.
Yeah.
Because
You love it,
I
huh?
could just think if I got to play ball all year round. Because we had seasons.
Right.
Not
Yeah, of
like
course.
now with travel, everybody's AAU and this and that, and travel soccer. I'm like, bullshit. We played football, basketball, baseball, but we always had an off season.
Yeah.
Just like the pros. And the off season was, for the pros, was to get a job. Because they didn't make the money that these fucking idiots make.
Right.
And, spring training was to get in shape.
My
But
dad
anyway,
always told me about that.
Get back to E. He hasn't asked me to leave yet. And I've been around for 2 weeks. And we went to the Islander game. It was pretty cool. And I don't get enraged over anybody's teams anymore.
Anymore.
Which I used to, yeah, Just like any other young guy that played ball, Hey, team, they fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, nice guy. Nice to meet you. And thank you for taking care of Megan.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Nothing but compliments.
I love that. Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
We're lucky to have him. He came very humble, and everything started moving so fast, and we just throw him in a pile of responsibilities. And we walked into this room. We're very good of like being an athlete, and like our mentality is very similar. Like we put due dates on goals, and this podcast room has due date that been over pushed because the previous employee decided that I will build when I feel like it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, he came over, and in 1 week he built everything,
Really?
Just like that.
Yeah.
we walked in, and we're like, oh yeah, we have a right
He's a
person.
diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing, as a dad, make sure you take care of her and be nice to her. Because if you don't, they will find Jimmy Hoffa before they find you.
Woo! And he means that too.
And you're going to get the look.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Boom, boom.
I'm not messing with Mike.
I give you a
over
fist bump, but I can't reach it. No, I'm just kidding.
don't fuck it up, E.
Yeah,
No, don't
I'm gonna
fuck it
switch.
up.
I'm gonna save you. Okay, I have. Okay, I'm saving you, brother. Okay. Next round, coffee on you, Mike. I have a question for you. So there is I'm a person.
Will it come
I'm a
one of
person
these-
of. I'm
one
a
of these
person
days?
of parallel.
I thought you were going to say person of interest. I'm like, this is over.
This is over.
Fuck.
All right. No. When I was growing up on a different side of the world, and it was a Cold War between America and Soviet Union.
Always, man. My whole life.
And that will be my question. When I was young, and I think like maybe I was 7, 8, I don't remember, 6, 7, 8. I remember that, what do you call these, the microphone that the whole school or kindergarten, everybody knows.
Intercom.
Oh,
Yeah. Attention. This is a practice in case of nuclear bomb from America. So we had this evacuation system. So once a week, on Friday, between 12 and 1, the whole school, the whole kindergarten will be, wherever you are, will be evacuated. They will teach you when these bastards, Americans, gonna drop nuke on us. This is precautions that you have to take. You have to crawl under the knees, under the table, under the desk. You have like 5 minutes. You have to get out and get in groups. So fucking propaganda, right? So question for you. While all this nonsense has been happening between two strong, powerful countries, what was your perspective about us, Soviet Unions, and how bad, communist, all this era?
Okay.
What do you remember from your childhood?
Exactly what you said. We used to have air raids. And they would do the siren, and we had to go under the desk. Same exact thing. Had to listen for instruction. If you were out, some of the buildings still have these things. You have to look. It's a sign. It's yellow and black, and it's like an evacuation thing. That's,
Evacuation plan.
yeah, civil defense. It was called something like that, and that was like a safe place. It would be like in somebody's basement or anything like that. But that we had to do the same thing under the desk. And we always make a joke out of it because we were little kids, Catholic school, we get to look up the girls' dresses. You didn't hear that, Meg. But same thing. They were evil. Communist was evil. Everything was communist because, like I said, it was Vietnam, communism. They talk about this domino effect that if Vietnam falls, the rest of it's going to fall. And the whole country was based on communism. Even in his politics, that's how they used to fight with the politicians. They would say, oh, she's pink. No, he's pink. You know, he leans red. And same exact thing. So it's like propaganda.
Right.
It's bullshit. You know?
Did you meet anybody? Did you have any Eastern European friends or anybody from post-Soviet Union republics?
No.
Could I have been your friend if I will be dubbing in your neighborhood?
I would have loved to have you around. Hey, it's my friend.
My comrade.
Yes, my comrade.
He ain't fucking gonna smile. He's gonna kick the shit out of you.
That'd been a good time too back in the day.
Yeah.
I should have been.
I wouldn't even say this is my cousin. And he's gonna live in the basement.
Rent free.
And that was another thing growing up. It was good to have a big brother.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys got lumped up. But if you were a kid brother, sometimes you got to pass. You know, you're like, oh, that's Jack's brother, man. That gets back to Larry or whatever. You know, you got 1 or 2 passes, but if you were a dick, you'd get it from your brother. You know, it's kind of funny how it just goes back to everybody getting beat up. I went to Catholic grammar school, man. I was good for a beating a day 2 on Friday, man. fucking nuns used to beat the shit out of us, just for showing up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was in the 60s. When I finally stopped getting beat, I wish I would have done this in 4th grade. We were at Radio City, which I never went to the fucking outings because it was corporal punishment when you came back because somebody did something wrong. So they wouldn't go. So how they would degrade me, they would put me, in the 8th grade, they put me in the 2nd grade class. Like whatever, fucking sitting there listening to my transistor radio at the time, you know, listen to the World Series because it was in the daytime, like I'm sleeping. But I decided to go to this stupid thing in Radio City. And just like military, everybody's on one step, going all the way up. So, the guy that I had to fight with, that my father pulled me off, he's the guy. He spits over the side. And I go, oh shit, here she comes. She's gonna fucking kill him. Yeah, here she comes, pushing everybody out. And she was the young nun, pushing everybody out of the way. She grabs me and starts beating the fucking shit out of me. And I held on for a little while. Then she hurt me. And I just grabbed both of her arms and I pushed her. And I said, don't you ever fucking touch me again. And then she just started yelling and everything. She never hit me again after that. Mm-hmm. But I took the beating, you know, from my comrade. He didn't step in. That's why he needs another one. But not to degrade the nuns or anything, but that's what the Catholic schools were back then. Mm-hmm. You know,
same with my dad. He would get beat by the nuns as well. He went to all boys.
How old's your dad?
66.
Yeah, same age.
All boys Catholic school.
Same thing. Ours was co-ed. And that's why I went to public high school. They were like, you had to take a test to get picked for Catholic high school, and then you had to pick 3 choices. I didn't take the test. They said, why not? I said, I'm not going to get beat for another fucking 4 years. Those are brothers. They punch, they hurt. None slapped you. But, you didn't say anything because you're home. You go home, you get whacked around again because what'd you do wrong?
Mm-hmm. Did you ever get bullied because you're from police family?
No, never. Yeah.
You know, in some neighborhood, it's...
honestly say I never got bullied with anything because if you let it happen, it's just going to continue to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if you laugh at somebody that trips and falls, it's bullying. I'm like, oh my God. You know?
We would be in trouble here at Trilogy.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, the fat kid rolling down the stairs, the whole class is going to laugh, you know?
Well, we get the shit we deal with is like, YouTube will take the side of a scammer or a predator, and just because we expose them, we're harassing them.
Yeah.
Child predator or a scammer,
Yeah.
preying on old people.
Cyberbullying, yeah.
We expose them and their methods. Oh no, you're cyberbullying.
Stand up citizen.
Yeah.
Those guys. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story,
My
Mike.
gosh.
I just want to
No,
say
no
thank
problem,
you so
guys.
much.
Thanks.
You're a
I
hero.
appreciate it.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Nope,
And
just guys, just a regular guy like you guys.
Well, we don't see it that way, but
Sports fan, old fart.
yeah.
Still pretty active for an old man.
You have any
Like-
like regrets? Or something you teach the younger
It's funny you
whippersnappers?
say that because all I hear is fucking people say, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd fucking change a million things, man. The only thing that I wouldn't, yeah. Only thing I wouldn't change is having the 2 kids that I have.
Yeah.
They're miracles, both of them, Megan and Mikey. Did I tell you Mikey made all conference West Virginia rugby?
Wow.
Couldn't be
Rugby?
more proud. Yeah,
Ooh, that's a tough
It is,
yeah.
turkey right there.
he's fast. I didn't know if he was running because he was scared shit, or he was that good. He's that good. Yeah.
He's the older kid?
Yeah, younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
He's
you have
coming
the
home
dad and the
Saturday.
older brother, but no, it's the younger brother to worry
Yeah.
about.
He's coming home Saturday, so
your
I'll be waiting for him. And Megan, I couldn't be more proud of. First college graduate in the family. Yeah.
Wow.
I was one of those when I found out that you could pass at 65. Right on. It's just as hard to get at 95.
Yeah.
Just get by.
I like
Anyway,
you.
it was a pleasure, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you
Really?
so much, Mike.
Yeah.
I see these not forgetting.
Yeah. I was commenting on that when we started.
I
yeah.
kind of brought it for that.
Yeah,
And
I love
that's
it.
what how it started. Started out as a rescue, then a recovery, then a cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 weeks on the rescue. Maybe 17 days, but nobody could live that long.
Do you still have nightmares sometimes about that
I
day?
have nightmares a lot, but not about that.
Not about that.
No,
Oh.
no.
Fair enough.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, yeah. I think it's because everybody was in the same boat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just like, like a horrific plane crash
Yeah.
with 120 people or something
Right.
like that.
It's like everybody in the same.
Yeah, it was the whole city.
The whole. Yeah.
Jersey, Connecticut even. Yeah.
Well, on behalf of the viewers and Trilogy Media and everyone
God, I'm
here
getting
that
chills just-
still has respect for
Yeah.
the country and law enforcement, thank you for everything you've done for our
Yeah.
country. And you spent your whole life serving other people.
Oh,
and
thank you.
Mike,
you have
we cannot
our
be-
utmost respect and thank you. Just thank you so
Can
much.
I add one thing?
Yeah, please.
I don't have my phone, but Megan does. But I think that's the end of civilization because it gave people without a voice. 2 fingers, and you can say whatever you want. That's where the fight's on now.
Yeah.
They're in bedrooms at 2 a.m. Fuck you.
Yep.
Oh, they call them couch.
Yeah.
Keyboard warriors.
Keyboard
Yeah.
warriors,
Yeah.
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 I call them the people that we used to hit in the head with books.
I've had my fair share of fights and frustrations with those people. It's never
It's hard for me. I listen to my music.
Yeah.
That's what it's for, and
Yeah.
just to have it from them. Because at the time in 9/11, we didn't have beepers.
Yeah.
That's another funny story. So if we have another time, I'll tell you.
You, the first one that I met, and I've been in America for 14 years. And I, again, just being fascinating, living 2 lives, 2 worlds, catch a little bit communism, Soviet Union, and then coming finally to the country of my dream, to America. And that's why when I found out, I was like, do whatever it takes, please. Make sure Mike will come just for a couple hours. We grateful. We have huge respect where I came from to people who older than us. It was class. There is class. No matter who you are, you mafia, not mafia. If somebody, you can be in the mafia, but if your grandfather or your father said so, one look, you don't have to say anything. Just one look. And everybody knows exactly like, do not. And now young generation beating the older people in the buses, in public transportation. And that's what happened to David, to grandfather. He got hit in his head a few days ago. He's 76, living in Ecuador, knock on door to ask for music to get louder. He got hit in the head and now he needed brain surgery.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I told David, I was like, David, let me know if we can fly to Ecuador and find that neighbor who did it, because old men didn't remember. Only when they got the procedure to his brain and drained all the liquids, he remembered that he did not fell on the stairs. He got hit by the neighbor.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And the neighbor let him die. Like literally, he saw it. He hit the concrete, old man, and he
Just
closed the
left him
door.
there. Wow.
You and Mike can go down there
Animals.
and rough 'em
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mike doesn't need you.
I'll get some of my friends. I'll just
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're just gonna make one phone call.
I got a guy.
I got a guy. I know a guy.
I had a bunch of guys. Might be a little slower, but
I'm hitting you. Just it's flying.
still drunk and stupid. But they'd have my back.
Nah.
Yeah.
But it's amazing what you said about the air raids and hiding, going under the. It's exactly what we
My
did.
dad used to
They don't know
say
it.
the same puppies.
Right.
Say
We
they would
spent so many
hide the
conversations.
Right. I don't
drills,
even think
yeah.
my wife would know it because she's like 13 years younger than me.
Yeah.
I don't think that carried on into the 80s. Yeah.
We would just do earthquake drills.
Yeah.
No nukes, man.
Yeah, I
Just
remember the earthquake
earthquakes.
drills.
Yeah, that was it.
But I had Pledge of Allegiance too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't even know if they do
Pledge
that
of
anymore.
Allegiance.
But
Yeah, we did. You had to stand up.
Yeah.
Man. No doubt
my dad was
about
born
it.
in '54, so yeah, he
Oh,
would
yeah.
always say
That's
the same.
as my
same-
brother was born.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was 1951.
Okay.
And then you watch Hollywood, and that's always like, that Russian bad guy, Soviet Union, attacking. Yeah, everything from politics to cinematography to hockey, when Canada, Russia, Soviet Union, and America plays.
Yeah.
In 1984, right? When it was...
Miracle on Ice.
yeah.
Beat your ass,
You're
Art.
80.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Ruzioni, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Kenny
a college-
Morrow. Yeah. That was a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
College
kids.
Yeah. That was great.
Kick everybody asses.
And one thing with my dad, if you were at the football game or the baseball game, whatever, and you were getting ready for the national anthem, you better stand the fuck up and take your hat off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had a little issue with the Met game with that.
Mike. Much
Thank you,
love.
guys.
Mike
We-
Duffy, thank you for
seriously,
sharing
Thank you
your
so much for your
stories.
time.
No, I appreciate you having me.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolute
I
pleasure.
haven't talked this long since like fucking 1971.
Oh my God! I love this.
You're
man.
welcome
Can
back
we borrow him please
anytime.
more
He's
often,
coming with
please?
us.
Yeah. And she hated me for it.
You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah,
Thank you,
seriously.
guys. I
Another excuse to
appreciate
come
it.
back to the West Coast. So,
Whatever
yeah.
you need, we
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, now that
We
she's here,
appreciate
I'll
you.
be back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mike,
be
Mike
back.
Duffy, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank
you so
Man,
much.
Absolute
Thank you,
pleasure.
guys.